Hey guys, it's Scott here and welcome to today's watch along live stream. Hopefully you do enjoy this one, as it should be pretty damn good. Today we are looking at the Champions League rather than the Prem, and it's a big one today. We've got Barcelona against PSG, and this is probably the most entertaining Champions League tie that there is in this round of fixtures. I am, for those that don't know, a Barca fan. But that will not stop, or that will not make this live commentary biased in any way, shape, or form. We are going to be completely fair, and we're going to be doing a little bit of live commentary and reacting to your opinions and comments and everything in the chat whilst we are going. I'm very quickly sorting out the graphic because for some reason it didn't properly save, and so if you give me a minute or two, then this should be sorted, and we'll have the updated one in the background for you. But hopefully you have had a good day, and hopefully you do enjoy today's stream. If you do, please do make sure you hit the thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel and want to see more of these kind of things, as well as our FIFA content, then make sure that you hit subscribe as well. We're going to have to quickly type these names back in, because as I say, I don't know if I closed it without it saving, and it didn't warn me, or if I've done something different wrong that I'm not actually too sure about. So we're just very quickly filling these back in. That's a bit of laggy software, which means his name has not gone in correctly. But there's Mbappe, and there is Icardi. Right, let me quickly get their numbers sorted, and then we can get to the correct layout format, and we'll be good to begin. So obviously I want people's predictions in the chat, but I'm going to give you a second in case you haven't seen the team news in order to give that. So that is saved. Let me save the image. Now, when I switch over to this scene, I can almost guarantee that it's going to be wrong. Here we go. Yep, of course. This picture, I don't understand this software and why it just doesn't actually keep the right image saved. I don't know why it goes to a roaming one, but there you go. Right, so there is the team news. Griezmann, Dembele, and Messi as the front three for Barca. Oh, Verratti's name, for goodness sake. I knew there'd be something wrong. There always is. There we go. No Neymar, which is massive, absolutely massive for today's game, and will most likely be a complete and utter game changer in terms of the results, but you never know. I obviously would love Barca to win today. Do I think that they will? It's very hard to say. PSG are a team that sometimes when you watch them in the Champions League, they look spectacular. Other times, they don't look all that. And so hopefully, today the second one is going to turn up. But what I would like today, obviously it's the first leg of a two-leg tie. Hopefully the game is really entertaining. Now, these aren't two teams that are going to be super, super cagey. So a 0-0 would be very, very unlikely. And so here's hoping that it's going to be a sick match today. This should be set up ready for when that goes live. Yep, perfect. So let's go to in-play Barca PSG, and then that should be on the screen. Beautiful. There we go. So we've got kickoff coming up in about 9 minutes' time. So I am looking forward to this. This chair's all over the place right now. No Neymar, no Di Maria. Yes. It is looking like those injuries are going to potentially play a massive part in today's game. But, hey, they still have some absolutely quality players. PSG. So, yeah. What did you make of the football yesterday? Finally got a penalty. What, West Ham? Sheffield United just don't look very good, do they? Really? Don't look good. Oh, also, for those of you that do bet, if you use Bet365, obviously, if you are of age and have an account, Bet365 have an in-play bet offer for Leipzig versus Liverpool. For those of you that were not aware. So, there you go. That obviously needs to be done now. If you're going to do it. Will we be able to watch the match here? No, I'm not BT Sport. I cannot show you the actual game. I can show you this, which will... let me show you an example of what this will show you. So let's go to a game that's actually in play right now. It'll be like this. So you'll be able to see where the ball is, who's got it, etc. If there's a goal or a yellow card, it will all appear on this thing above me. And so if I'm, I don't know, explaining something and the game is going on in the background whilst I'm explaining it, you'll still be able to track what's going on above me, even if I'm not verbally saying every single thing that happens. If the ball's just being passed around the back four, I'm not going to sit here and say, PK to Dest, back to PK to Dest to PK again. It'd just be boring. So sometimes we'll respond to the chat, the comments, and everything like that, or we'll just discuss things that are going on in the game in general, how the match is progressing, what team's on top, etc., etc. Just standard things that you would expect when nothing really is happening in the game. So that's why I have this, to try and keep you on top of everything and knowing what is going on. There is a chance that I slightly change my layout for these watch-alongs in the near future, but really not that much. It may just be having like the subs underneath, etc., etc. But again, people seem to really enjoy these streams, and I love doing them. So if you do enjoy this one, please just hit the thumbs up. And if anybody wants to join the channel, if they're new, if you want to see more of these, make sure you subscribe, and it will motivate me to do even more. Because, as I say, these are one of my favourite things that I do. Not only because it is basically watching football and commentating on football, which is something that, who knows, maybe one day I'd love to do as a job. But it's interacting with a live stream chat of my community whilst that. It's sick. You really wish both games were on at different times. I don't understand why they haven't done that. Why was Liverpool not on at 6 and this on at 8, or vice versa? Because they did that for the previous rounds, so why have they stopped it for this one? I don't get why that decision has been made, but hey, that's just how it goes. My score predictions, I'm going to say 3-1 Barca. It's optimistic, but I'm going to say 3-1 Barca, and I'm going to say Liverpool to win. You know what, we'll go 3-1 in both. Liverpool and Barca to win. So I am going to quickly go with this. My in-play, I think I'll go with that. That makes sense. So that will be how much? Not much, but it's still profit. There we go. Cool. So, I am ready. We've got 5 minutes until kickoff. Fatty in the stands. There he is. Absolute god. Unfortunately, in the stands, though. Not starting on this pitch. Barcelona ready. In the tunnel. PSG slightly behind them. Ready to go. Imagine the contest if Neymar and Di Maria played. Well, Neymar is potentially going to be fit for the return leg, right? I don't know about Di Maria. But I thought Neymar was probably back for like this weekend, but not this game. Am I wrong? I swear that's what I read earlier. But as I say, I might have read slightly incorrectly. But here we go. Oh, it's a big one. It is a big one. I'm excited. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. It's been so long since... Oh. What the hell? Since European football. It feels like it anyway. Why is this not working? There we go. Seems that Neymar always gets injured. Might be back for second leg. Hi, Scott. Hi, how's it going? When you mentioned 3-1 to Liverpool, you just remember Leicester versus Liverpool. I mean, they're going to want to bounce back from that result, obviously. It's not in the same competition, but you want to come back and you want to show why you are one of the best teams in the world. And doing that in a European competition is the perfect way to show that. So they still have their problems, Liverpool. They're still playing Henderson at centre-back tonight, which, yeah, pretty much sums up their problems. But you never know. You never know. It might be all good for them. Teams have just come out and heard the Champions League anthem. It is very nearly go time. Again, my score prediction is 3-1 Barcelona. Will it happen? We have to wait and see. We have to wait. Dembele, Messi, Griezmann as the front three. Clement, Longley. Right. The coin flip. One of the most important parts of the night is about to get underway. Messi and Marquinhos, the captains today. Obviously after Thiago Silva left PSG in the summer. Confirmation of the lineups. No late changes due to injuries in the warm-up or anything like that. Keylor Navas in goal. Back four of Kazawa, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Florenzi. Two sitting mids of Idrissa Gana Gate and Paredes. It looks like Mbappe left side, Keane on the right, Verratti in the middle, and Icardi up top, which would be interesting. Do you think PK is fit enough to play today? It doesn't matter whether I think he's fit enough. He's been put in. He's back, and he's starting. So, you would assume that he's fit. Right, it is ready to go. Come on, the ref. Small, you're not poor if you're getting an iPhone. Surprised Pedri didn't get a future. There are a lot of people that missed out on future stars that should and could have got one. Mbappe with the fresh trim. Ready to go. Messi doing up his boots. Not ready to kick off. What's he playing at? Ref. Ready to start this game at bang on 8 o'clock. Are we ready? Come on. My goodness. It's a very long wait. Everyone just stood ready to go. Here we go! The game is underway. So, that means we can now put this on. PSG with the kickoff. I need to quickly put that on. There we go. Perfect. So, early turnover of possession. PSG trying to attack down the left, and it looks like that formation that BT put up is right. It does look like Moise Kean is playing right wing, Mbappe on the left, Verratti playing as number 10 in behind Icardi up front today. So welcome anyone that's just tuning in. I hope that you do enjoy it. I know there's probably going to be an absolute ton of watch-along streams across YouTube, Twitch, and other platforms. So if you've tuned into mine, I appreciate you. And hopefully we can keep doing this in the future. Verratti's lobbed a ball over to Mbappe. Ter Stegen comes out to try and clear, mishits it, but luckily for him, it doesn't fall to Mbappe straight away. He does run onto it eventually and then fails to do anything with the ball. But an early scare for Barca with a lovely lofted ball by Verratti in and behind both the Barca centre-backs. And if Ter Stegen wasn't switched on, Mbappe would have been through one-on-one. So very, very quick start there from PSG in the first minute. Obviously, they are away from home today. Away goals do count. Even in the fixtures where teams are not actually playing at home. For example, Liverpool against Leipzig neither of those teams are actually playing at their home stadium in either leg, yet away goals still count, and there is an away and home fixture. So, just in case anyone was not aware. So, an away goal for PSG today would be huge to take back to the Parc des Princes next... is it next week? The week after, right? So, we'll see what happens today. I'm expecting goals. I mean, they're two teams that score a decent amount. And Barca have found a bit more form recently after having a much slower start to the season than normal. But Messi scoring a couple at the weekend. Getting an incredible pre-assist as well for... I can't remember whose goal. I think it was Jordi Alba in the end. PSG committing a foul in the middle of the pitch, though. Going to be a cheap Barca free kick. Lebowski, how's it going? So, first attack for Barcelona. Lob through ball to Messi. Fails to control it. He did get in behind Kimpembe, but just not the best touch in the world. Lovely lofted ball to him by, I believe it was Jordi Alba, who has just won a tackle and given away a throw into PSG. You rate Dest, but why did Barca buy him again? Because they wanted a right back. They still hadn't replaced Dani Alves after him not being at the club for years. And we're using centre mids at right back. Both managers in this game have managed Southampton in previous years. Yeah, that's a bit of an odd one, isn't it? A Barcelona PSG game where that's the case. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? Strong start for PSG. Well, sort of. They had the nice through ball to Mbappe, but then Barca just countered with their own lob through ball to Messi. That was quite nice. But Barca lose out from their own throw-in. Mbappe has the ball on the left side. Plays it back to Icardi. Nice nutmeg. Inside to Idrissa Gana Gueye. Going for the long shot. 30 yards out. It is easily wide. Not the best effort from Gana Gueye right there. Had a lot of space. Centrally. Again, roughly 30 yards out. Maybe a little bit closer. But I feel like they could have done a lot more with that attack. They could have recycled it, potentially got Icardi or Mbappe back involved. Keane was making a run on the right-hand side, but Idrissa decided to go for the shot and put it clearly wide. Fatty injured, yes, unfortunately. He's a very exciting player to watch. Dest is on the ball now. You've got Dembele on the right-hand side. Messi dropped deep when Dest went forward, but is now returning to his position. Pedri linking up with Longley. PK going for a lobbed ball out to the left-hand side now. Tried to bring it inside, but failed to do so. And now this is a break by Moise Kean, tackled by Antoine Griezmann. Another throw-in for PSG, roughly on the halfway line. And when your bet is Leicester scored in added time, now you bet for PSG. Good luck. Yeah, Idrissa's shot was high and wide. Probably about 5 yards wide of the goal, if not more. Not a good effort from him. Verratti, nice tidy play to keep possession for PSG. Very, very good at that. That is, if you've ever watched Verratti play, you'll know. His tight dribbling, his composure on the ball in tough positions and spaces where he doesn't have much room to maneuver is fantastic. Top class, in fact. And so, short passes and dribbling are his forte. De Jong's driving the ball over to Dembele on the right side of the box. Cuts inside, goes for a shot on his left foot. It's blocked by Kimpembe and cleared by Paredes to Moise Kean, who wins a flick on and is fouled by Clement Longley. And may have to get a little bit of treatment here. A bit of a headed clash there. He was hoping to see Neymar. Unfortunately, picked up his injury. Leandro, I don't know what you mean. Who do I support? I support two teams and have done for a very long time. Leicester is where I'm born and raised and still live. So Leicester are my team. But I started supporting Barcelona in 2003 because of Ronaldinho. And he was the guy that got me really interested in football. Before watching him in the World Cup, I didn't really care. I wasn't that interested. He made me fall in love with the sport by watching him. And just the amount of entertainment that he brought was incredible. And so he then transferred to Barca. And so to watch more of him, I started watching Barca. And then I grew to be a supporter and now a fan of Barcelona. So obviously I want them to win today. But again, we're not biased in any of these broadcasts that we do. If you watch me do live streams of commentating Leicester games, then you'll see that that is the case. We try and be fair and reasonable as to give a proper indication of what is going on in the game rather than a biased viewpoint. Barcelona get the ball back, which is a little bit surprising there. PSG missing a key player. Correct. I would say so are Barcelona, with Fati not being able to play. I'm a little bit surprised that PK started today. Oh, Griezmann with a long ball to Jordi Alba, who finds himself on the left side of the box. No real options, so he is forced to go back. Finds Griezmann again. Tries to dribble infield. Tries a dinked pass to De Jong. Loses possession, and now Verratti on the ball for PSG. Doing exactly what I was talking about before. Keeping the ball, keeping calm when under pressure. Long ball attempted by Idrissa is cut out by Longley and ter Stegen with possession. You reckon PSG is going to win? They've started the game lively, which is good if you are either a PSG fan or you want them to win. They don't look like they are sitting back trying to soak up the Barcelona pressure. They are definitely trying to break when they do get possession, trying to, I guess, take advantage of the fact that Barcelona are pushing high in their line. So currently, Messi's just picked the ball up in midfield. PK and Longley are on the halfway line. You got Pedri trying to play the ball into the box, managing to get the ball back, but then it is deflected to Verratti, forward to Icardi, now Paredes. Sprays it wide to Mbappe now. Instead of running at his man, decides to pass it back to Verratti, into Paredes. Has two players to his left. Chooses to find Verratti, and then to Kazawa, if he can keep the ball on. Not the best pass from Marco Verratti right there. Not what we're used to seeing from him. My score prediction is 3-1 Barcelona, which is a bit optimistic, but I want goals, and I'd like a Barca win. And I think at home, with the recent form and a return to fitness for certain players, with Neymar out for PSG, I think it's a fair prediction. But I'm not writing PSG off. They still have some absolute quality. But people like Dembele fit for Barca right now, and looking really, really good is a big thing. So that's why I've gone for that prediction. Jordi Alba attacking down the left, goes for an early cross. It is terrible, really. Goes off for a goal kick, doesn't trouble anybody. Was closer to hitting the goal than to finding a Barcelona man. Not the best from Jordi Alba. Train, no, I do not. You can't believe an Everton flop is starting for PSG. He's done decent for PSG. Let me quickly see if I can get... See, this is the difference. If I was an actual commentator for someone, then I'd have these stats handed to me. But let's go to Moise Kean, who so far, in 17 games for PSG this season, has scored 10 goals. So he is doing well. And it seems like his time at Everton just wasn't great. Maybe this is the kind of boost to his career that he needed, playing with top draw players and learning off of them to try and improve his own game. And maybe, going forward, from this year onwards, we're going to see a much improved Moise Kean that could fit in any team. Right now, he's just driven into the Barcelona box, easily gets the ball past Longley, but De Jong with some very good defending, coming back from midfield to help with that, and managing to knock the ball out for a PSG corner, the first corner of the game. Some leagues just aren't for players. Yeah, but also it's a very young player that has to mature And it's a lot easier to adapt to a new league. The older you are, the more experience you've got. And so asking someone to come into a brand new league with a new language and new experiences and everything is tough. Especially if they are forced into a harder situation where they are supposed to be more important than maybe they should be. So it's understandable what happened to Moise Kean. But again, hopefully, because we don't like to see any players fail, hopefully he does become the star that he was sort of pushed to become. A PSG corner comes to nothing, if you couldn't guess by... This is what I mean. This is why I have this above me. So even if I'm not describing everything, you can see. PSG with a half-decent attack here, though. Kazawa on the left. Could have gone to Mbappe, but decided to go backwards to Idrissa, who finds Verratti in midfield, back to Idrissa. PSG need to have a little bit more faith in their passing ability, especially some of these players that we know are really good on the ball. Verratti in particular can pick out basically any pass on the pitch. Yet there have been a couple of times where he's turned around in this game in the first few minutes instead of going for a better ball. Whereas in the very first minute of this game, he found, or nearly found, Mbappe with a long lofted ball over the top, and it was only for ter Stegen's quick awareness that they didn't actually go 1-0 up. So I think PSG could exploit that if they do it a bit more in this game. You've got Griezmann linking up on the left-hand side with Pedri. Busquets plays it back into defence to Piqué, though. You've got Dest on the right-hand side. Dembele ahead of him decides instead to go back into defence. Leandro, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Messi picks the ball up in deep, finds Pedri, drives towards the PSG box, plays it into the box to Griezmann, has a shot on goal, under pressure from Kimpembe. It's not the strongest effort, but nice play from Barcelona. Messi to Pedri into Griezmann. Simple couple of passes breaks through PSG, and Griezmann, fair play to Kimpembe for keeping on him. Griezmann picks up the ball about 6 yards out on the left side of the box, can only slide to have an effort on goal, and it is very comfortable for Keylor Navas. Scrambles a tiny bit just to try and make sure that he has control of the ball, but it was never really going to go in, barring a wonder shot from Griezmann. But Barcelona showing signs of breaking through these lines of PSG that actually looked pretty strong at the start, as Messi is fouled in the middle of the pitch. Angelino looks so good. Whenever I've watched him since he's left City, he's looked really good. Oh, Dembele with a lovely flick to De Jong. Beautiful inside pass back to Dembele. Has the ball in the PSG box. Crosses it in. It's cleared by Idrissa. Now Moise Kean with a fancy flick past Pedri. Keeps possession. Marquinhos in a slight panic clears it. Does find Mbappe. And then Paredes now with possession out to Verratti. That was a nice controlled play from PSG to get out of the pressure that Barcelona were applying there and not look like they were worrying or panicking at all. It was just all nice, good play with each player trusting in themselves and their teammates. And so now Barcelona have been able to reset their formation and their defence. But some early warning signs for both teams, really. A long ball to Kazawa now at the left corner flag. Manages to beat Dembele. Crosses in. Piqué with a clearance that is going to go off for a PSG throw. Eliza, thank you very much. How am I doing? I'm doing very good. You don't think they're going for it as Barca have people who can counter-attack? Again, both teams, neither look like they're sitting back right now. Poor play from PSG means Barcelona get another throw-in. Venom, hello, how's it going? Mufid, it's fine. That's why you watch these streams. It was Griezmann's first touch for his opportunity that took him a little bit too wide, as we've just seen in a replay, to really get a good shot off. He needed to keep it a little bit more central, but he pushed it just to the left, meaning he had to stretch for his shot, and so he couldn't get the power on it, which meant that it was much easier for Keylor Navas to collect the ball. Busquets managing to get the ball off of Verratti. De Jong and Messi linking up. And that is, I assume, going to be a yellow card for Kazawa? Or is the ref saying that De Jong has fouled Kazawa? I'm not really sure which way this has gone. There was a bit of a collision. It looked like De Jong played the ball to Messi, and then Kazawa came in a little bit late, fouled De Jong. It was just a late challenge on De Jong. And the referee, for some reason, has stopped the game, even though Barcelona had the ball quite comfortably in possession. Didn't look like they were under that much pressure. The referee hasn't booked Kazawa, so it seems like an odd stoppage. But Barca get the ball back in play. Busquets and De Jong link up in midfield. Has seen a lot of the ball already. Venom, yes, I uploaded a video on it. I didn't even check how that video did. I assume it probably didn't do great, but yeah. You have $100 on first half draw. It's looking good after the first 17 minutes, but there has been a half chance for Barca and a couple of good opportunities for both teams to try and break through, but just not quite with the perfect final pass. Barca very content with the ball to just play it between their defence and goalkeeper and just wait for that chance for the outball to appear. But losing out on possession in midfield, and now Mbappe has found Icardi, who, shocking effort from Icardi, gets no pace or power on the ball. It does beat ter Stegen, but it didn't look like it was going in. It was very, very easily cleared. Pedri was the one that gave away possession with a poor touch. Corner very quickly taken for PSG here, though, so we don't get to see that replay. Paredes on the ball, left side of the box. Forced backwards by a high Barcelona press of 3 players applying pressure. And now the ball is back at the halfway line for PSG. How's my run after the FIFA stream? Oh, it was okay. I got pins and needles in my right foot after 3.5k. And so normally what I do is I do a 5k run and then I walk back about 1.5k back home in order, sort of like a bit of a cool down period after the run. However, I got pins and needles really bad in my right foot about 3.5k into my run. And so I had to walk / half limp the remaining 3k home. So that was not great. Idrissa Gana Gueye picks up a yellow card for a poor foul. Probably about 35 yards out from PSG's goal on the left-hand side as he fouls Pedri. Messi standing over the free kick. Would be a very, very long way out to shoot this free kick. So I don't think that's going to happen. The question is whether he's going to whip it in to someone in the box or whether they're going to play it short in some way. But Messi stood over the free kick right now. Lines up to take. Crosses it in. Fails to find a Barca player. It falls to Dembele. Fake shot and then an actual shot. Cleared by PSG. Falls to Messi again. Deflected again. Falls to Griezmann. Finds Messi in the box. Lovely 1-2 between them. Verratti with a fantastic tackle on Antoine Griezmann. A slide tackle in his own box. Risky, but timed to perfection in order to win the ball back for PSG. And then a bit of a scrappy situation means that they win themselves a free kick. And they can now calm down and reset. But Verratti, great challenge. How long did it take to get home? I don't know. Like 20 minutes, something like that? 25? I'm not too sure. More rebounds than FIFA 21, I know. Who do you think will score first? Barca. Liverpool, hello. DC, hello. It does not go to extra time. This is the first of 2 legs. The first is at the Nou Camp. The second is at the Parc des Princes. So away goals do count in this stage of the Champions League. And so if PSG managed to get a goal today, that is big. That is very, very big. And if they manage to pick up more than one, whew, that would be humongous for them. Kazawa picks up the ball on the left side. Mbappe ahead of him, gives him the ball. One-on-one against PK. A couple of step overs, whips in a cross, cleared by Busquets. And then Paredes manages to force a PSG throw-in that Kazawa is going to take. Finds Mbappe. Dest in with the tackle, is adjudged to have fouled Mbappe. This is a free kick that is very close to the corner flag, probably about 5 yards infield from the corner. Clear foul by Dest. Mbappe just managing to keep possession and keep the ball away from him. Just showing a replay of Icardi's earlier chance. I still don't know if he was trying to cross or shoot. It was that poor an effort. It sucks for PSG not having Neymar. Yes. Road to the final, cards can get upgraded now. +1 for the win in the first leg. Correct. Where am I watching this? BT. Eliza. No. There is a second leg. So, free kick going to be whipped in by Paredes. As I say, near the corner flag. Runs up. Easily cleared by PK. Verratti going to try and take possession of the ball. Finds Paredes still on the left-hand side, but cannot control it. And Barcelona have a throw-in, which Griezmann takes quickly. Back into Barcelona possession with PK. Is it cold? Might need his cardi on. That's really poor. Really poor. You love these watch-alongs because you just put your phone to the side, do your paperwork at work like a podcast. Exactly. That's the thing. I like doing these because not only is it me just watching football and having a blast with you guys, but you seem to really enjoy just the vibe that we have whilst we're doing these. There are 2 legs to these ties. And again, in the future, I'd love to do like commentary or punditry or something like that to do with football because I like researching it. I like talking about it and interacting with people and having discussions about football. And it's something that I'm quite passionate about. And so these are the closest thing that I can do to that right now. And I have a lot of fun doing it. A lot of fun. PSG managing to get a throw in their own half. Slow build-up play from Barcelona there. Which is why not talking too much about what's going on. Just very side to side right there. Will I do a Leicester one on Thursday? I plan to. How come I chose to do a watch along of Barca and not Liverpool? Because I support Barca. I don't support Liverpool. Marquinhos with a hoofball upfield. Actually finds Mbappe though. Takes it down. Manages to get past Dembele. Runs infield. Busquets manages to get the ball. Idrissa Gana Gueye with a foul on De Jong. Risky, considering he's already been booked. Pedri now finding Griezmann on the left-hand side. Those two are the only company on the left wing for Barcelona right now. So the ball is recycled back to the centre-backs. Matthews, exactly. The party bag you'll see in a 7-minute squads tomorrow. LKP, hello, how's it going? Messi coming into his own half to pick up the ball now. Because he's really not been involved so far in this game. PSG doing a good job of cutting out the supply to him. So he is, other than the centre-backs, the furthest player back for Barca. He goes for a long ball into the box to De Jong, who thinks that he was tripped by Kazawa, and the penalty has been given. This is why Messi comes deep, so that he can pick up the game, pick up the ball and make things happen. So from just inside the PSG half, he goes for a long, lofted ball to Frenkie de Jong, who is making a run into the box. And de Jong, this looks very similar to the David Luiz trip that we saw the other day by either Kazawa or Kimpembe. I'm not sure which one of them. Kazawa slightly touches De Jong, it looks like, making his legs collide with each other. VAR are going to check it. I feel like we need to see that slowed down from the right angle. BT have not done a good job of showing exactly what we need to see there. But VAR are checking it. to make sure that it is a penalty, but Messi standing over the ball. The VAR check is done. It is given. So again, very similar to the David Luiz penalty that we saw a few days or weeks ago now, where it's accidental, but it's a clash of legs, and De Jong is brought down. Messi to take. Up against Keylor Navas. Here we go. Steps up. And it is a banger of a penalty. Top right. No keepers saving that. That is... from first glance, that looks like a very, very good penalty. And that is Barcelona 1, PSG 0. So, good start to Barcelona's tie here. Oh, it's clearly... like, we've just seen the replay that needed to be seen. Oh, it wasn't as in the corner as it looked like from Messi, but it was high in the goal. And so Navas just could not reach it because he dives down low to his left, and the penalty goes above even his outstretched upper arm. So it's one of those where he's clearly clipped him and brought him down. And again, even if it isn't intentional, he has clipped his heels, and it's caused De Jong, who was going to be getting the ball, to fall. It wasn't even one of those where there's a slight touch and then they exaggerate the fall. Oh, Messi could actually be... my goodness. The ball just pinballed out to Messi, who then found Dembele in the middle, who had a quite poor, weak shot, to be honest, straight at Keylor Navas. But again, it's one of those where De Jong will get that ball and pick the ball up in the box and has a really good opportunity, and Kazawa just comes across and hits his back foot and makes him fall over. So, yeah, penalty. I don't see any way in which that would not be given, to be honest with you. De Jong fouling Paredes in the middle of the PSG half. Now PSG are... I wonder if it's going to change their game plan at all. If they are going to feel like they have to go for this a little bit more, or whether they are sort of doing damage limitation at the new camp and hoping to get as many goals as possible when they bring the second leg home. But it's a risky game to play, because if Barcelona get one away goal in the next leg, suddenly things are so much harder. You thought he died from the camera angles. Yeah, the first few camera angles that we saw, it didn't really look like there was any contact. But then once the penalty was taken, they showed the camera angle, and it was very, very clear contact. Very clear. Oh, Paredes with lovely dribbling in the middle, but then poor touch from Icardi. There's been some sloppy passing and sloppy touches so far in this first half hour from players that you normally wouldn't attribute that to. So... here's hoping that the quality steps up that little bit more. Messi and Dembele are growing into this game more. Definitely getting on the ball a lot more. And that's key for Barcelona if they want to score multiple goals in this game. Mbappe with some nice defensive work to win the ball back, as De Jong was waiting for it to reach him. He doesn't feel like he has that much support, Mbappe. When he's picking up the ball on the left-hand side of the pitch, Kazawa seems a little slow to overlap. Icardi is not really giving him any support runs that he can either pick out or play 1-2s off of. And so he's forced to hold on to the ball and wait for other people to come up the pitch. Whereas if people attacked with a little bit more pace alongside Mbappe, they could be really dangerous in this game. A cross is going to be whipped in now from Florenzi, finds Mbappe in the box, goes for a backheel flick, and does not manage to beat his man. Dembele picks up the ball, drives forward at the PSG defence, tries to pick out Messi, but it is easily intercepted. Now PSG have possession of the ball. Marquinhos managing to pick out Verratti with a very nice pass through the Barcelona lines. Played left to Kazawa. Doesn't have Mbappe ahead of him this time, as he's finding himself in a more central position. Paredes and Idrissa in the middle. moving possession between the two. Moise Kean picking the ball up on the right side, drifting deep to get it. Long ball played left to Kazawa. First time cross. Finds Verratti, flicks it on to Mbappe, who has just scored a banger. Beautiful play from PSG. Long ball played out to the left corner flag. Kazawa goes for a first time cross. Whether he means it to come to Verratti or not, I'm not too sure. But then Verratti with a little flick on to Mbappe, who takes a touch past his man. Another touch to compose himself. Left foot, bang, at the near post. Nothing ter Stegen can do. The amount of power... Look at this above me. Oh, they took it off. The amount of passes leading up to that goal, that was fantastic from PSG. Very, very good goal. Great team play. Again, Kazawa's easily onside. Plays it back to Verratti. Lovely flick inside. Mbappe gets a tiny bit lucky. His first touch does bounce back off of him. Like, he tries to take it down with his right foot. It bounces up into, like, his groin. But then his second touch to take it past Longley is perfect. Takes another on his left, again, just to give himself that setup for the shot. And then left-footed strike, bang. No keeper in the world is saving a shot from that close with that much power. Not possible. So that is 1-1. Game on. And that is a huge goal for PSG, because they are now taking a away goal back to the Parc des Princes. So Barcelona, unless they score a ton, will now need to go to France and score an away goal themselves. Ryan, 2 weeks. But Mbappe, that was lovely. Fair play to him for that. Stepping up to the plate when it matters. And now Barcelona are probably going to have to really go at PSG because of that away goal. It's very risky to assume that they will go to the Parc des Princes and score, because PSG's defence in European competitions at home a lot of the time is pretty good. I know it's Barcelona and they will have faith in their own ability, but still. It's tricky. Barcelona now have a free kick right-hand side, as you can see here. Messi to take. Whips it in. Poor free kick from Lionel. Does not find anybody. Tried to go near post for Griezmann to run onto it. Did not pick him out. So 10 minutes left, plus stoppages in this first half. Very nice game so far. Paredes with a very long ball to Mbappe up against Dest. Manages to beat Dest. Plays it back to Kazawa, who's driven into the box. Great save by ter Stegen. That is fantastic. Kazawa actually had to sort of take a mini detour on his run into the box as the referee got in the way. But he takes a couple of touches, goes for a left-footed strike through the legs of Piqué. And ter Stegen with an outstretched arm down low to his left. Fantastic save to stop it from becoming 2-1. Liverpool game, I believe, is still 0-0, yes. Neymar is injured, yes. Fede, cheers. Again, I'd love to do commentary in the future. This is a PSG corner now. Down their right-hand side. Going to be an outswinger from Paredes. Someone has gone down holding their face for Barcelona. Is it Sergio Busquets by any chance? Yes, it is. Shock. Those are the kind of things I probably couldn't say if I was an actual commentator. Goodness sake. It's just so soft. What are you expecting to get there? Poor. Right, Paredes steps up again to take this corner. Short run up, whips it in. Cleared by Gerard Piqué. Headed back in by Gay. Half cleared by Longley. And now Messi, out left to Griezmann. Has Dembele to his right if he can find him. In a lot of space. Griezmann decides to keep going on his own. Left-footed strike. Low and to Keylor Navas' left-hand side. Just goes wide by a foot or two. A good break from Barcelona from PSG's corner. And again, the drive from Griezmann chose not to try and pick out Dembele. It was a good strike. Got a good amount of power on it, but the direction just a little bit off. That would have been a fantastic sort of solo goal from Griezmann. Just go in and go in and go in. And PSG, long ball to Mbappe again. Tries to knock it past Dest, but messes up his touch slightly. PSG looking a lot more comfortable in possession than they did earlier in the game, where they were panicking a little bit due to any kind of press from Barcelona. Now, Moise Kean has the ball in the box, goes for a quick strike, and Ter Stegen again with another save down to his left to keep Barcelona at 1-1. It was going in from Kean. He takes a touch, spins on the spot, goes for a right-footed strike. Good effort from him. And again, a good save. And another Paredes corner incoming. Ryan, yep. Corner. Comes in. Doesn't beat the first man. Griezmann easily clears Verratti to pick up possession. Not his best touch, but he does keep the ball. Manages to get it to Marquinhos, who's drifting forward, goes for a left-footed long-range strike. It's poor. It easily goes wide. Doesn't trouble anybody at all. Yeah, Ter Stegen has been one of the best keepers in the world for years. And without him, Barcelona would struggle massively. He is fantastic. His reflexes are top of the range. And he comes up with big saves often for Barca, whether it's in European competitions or in games that they should be comfortably winning in the league. Sometimes he's called upon due to the defensive errors that seem to be creeping into Barcelona's game more and more as each year goes on. Mbappe driving forward with the ball, gets past Busquets, gets past Griezmann, tries to get past Dest, and ends up winning a corner. He did look like he appeared to pull back Dest by his shirt, but Dest clears. He was pulled back, so I'm not really sure how that isn't a foul to Barcelona, but not been given. It's a corner to PSG, this time from the left-hand side. I assume Paredes is going to be taking this one in swinging. No, Verratti takes them from this side in swinging. Interesting. Okay. Mbappe got the goal. It is whipped in. It is cleared out for another corner by Piqué. Attempted to find Icardi at the near post, but Piqué tracked his man well and managed to clear the ball out for yet another PSG corner. Played short this time, well, sort of short, to the edge of the box to Kazawa, but well tracked back by Messi, of all people, managing to get in the way of Kazawa. Just a replay of the PSG goal. It was really good. Really, really nice team play and composure by Mbappe at the end of it to put it away. Piqué not happy. Messi not happy. Can you blame them? I stopped at about series 5. There we go. Okay. Dembele with a flick to Pedri. Attempts to flick it back to him, but he's not there. So PSG get possession of the ball back. Florenzi decides to go back to his defence just to keep calm and keep that possession for PSG now. Both teams having chances and each team taking one of those as it stands. That is going to be a free kick to Barcelona. Poor touch by Verratti leads to him overstretching and giving away a needless foul. Barca with a quick free kick into De Jong. Has Griezmann to the left. Messi picks the ball up 30 yards out in the centre of the pitch. Gives it back to Griezmann. And then Dembele on the right-hand side. Dest with the overlap. Decides not to use him. Gives it back to Messi instead. And then back to Piqué. Barcelona just recycling the ball rather than trying to force an attack. Fullbacks are advanced right now, so if PSG can get the ball, which they cannot, because Idrissa Gana Gueye with another foul on Sergio Busquets this time. That is 2 fouls that he's given away since picking up a yellow card. I'd be surprised if they don't sub him. Maybe at half-time or maybe just after half-time, because he's running a risk. 1 or 2 more fouls, and even if they're not bad, totting up procedure, he's going to get himself a red if he keeps giving away these sort of like niggly little fouls in the middle of the pitch that are just putting a foot a little bit too far forward, that are unnecessary a lot of the time. Barcelona are going nowhere with the ball. You don't need to step in, and yet he's doing it anyway. And again, it just allows Barca to reset and calm down if any of their players are out of position. As I said, the fullbacks were very advanced for Barca. And so, if PSG had stayed a little bit more composed there, they could have potentially nicked it and then gone. But, poor play. We got a couple minutes left in this first half. Enough time for another chance or two for either team. PSG in possession. Icardi coming very deep to get involved in the game. He's not really seeing too much of the ball right now. Ball played out wide right to Florenzi. Goes for an early cross, manages to win a throw-in, as it's easily blocked. He'll get sent off if he doesn't get subbed. Yeah, exactly. Definitely at this rate. Definitely. Oh my goodness, Ter Stegen with a terrible clearance. Didn't think I needed to say anything. Simple ball to Ter Stegen. Easy clearance. Ends up completely scuffing it. It goes straight up in the air. And then Icardi shepherds it out of play for a corner to PSG. That this time... Is this Mbappe taking it? It is. He finds Icardi. Oh my goodness. That is a fantastic cross by Mbappe. Lot of pace, lot of power on the cross. Icardi easily wins his header, comes to the front post, and beats Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets, but just puts it wide into the side netting. That was a really good chance for PSG. That was a free header. He just needed to glance it a little bit more. He actually got too good a connection on that. And that was probably PSG's last big chance of this half. Although they do have possession again. We're about to find out how many minutes are going to be added on in the first half of play. Poor pass from PSG. It means they lose possession again. Ahmed, yeah, exactly. 1 minute added on. Barcelona not looking like they are interested at all in speeding things up after finding that out. Busquets with the ball now, looking for some kind of forward pass. Messi comes very deep in order to get involved in play again. Has De Jong to his side, finds him to Busquets. Gets fouled. Yet again by Idrissa Gana Gueye. Was it? Oh no, it was Verratti that time. Messi giving the ball back to Piqué. You got to go for it. If you want one more attack, you got 15 seconds. You got to move. Messi and Piqué into play. Busquets to Alba. Had a long pass opportunity to Pedri, who made a fantastic run in behind, but instead, Barca are going to... This really frustrates me. No matter what team I'm watching, if you do that, you have like 5 or 10 seconds left in a half. Why would you not, at worst, go for a long ball forward instead of just the half ending? I don't understand it. And again, it's really frustrating to watch. Pedri made a fantastic run that Jordi Alba could have attempted to pick out, but instead he passed it back to his other centre-back, who then passed to the other centre-back, and the half just fizzles out with nothing happening. When there could have actually been an attempt to make something happen. But no. No. Right. Do. If you haven't, so for those of you that have watched it with me, what do you think to the first half? You put that $100 on a draw in the first half. Fair play. Where's Neymar? He is injured. He's injured. You say UEFA loaner again. Dodgy pen. He very, very clearly clipped him and brought him down in the box. So I don't really understand why anyone would say that. That really doesn't make any sense to me. Like, that was a very, very clear foul committed there. Best player so far in your opinion? I don't even know, to be honest with you. I don't know. Paredes has been okay so far. For Barca? I don't really know. I don't know if you'd say it. I'd say De Jong's done well when he's been on and around the ball. I don't think anyone stands out right now as to, oh my god, they are by far and away man of the match here. Like, no, that's not the case. Definitely not what I would say. Matthew, I don't know. Leicester in the Champions League next season, we can only hope so. You support Real Madrid, who do I support? Leicester and Barca. I'm from Leicester. Would you rather play in a team with Messi or Ronaldo? Messi. Messi. Stoke winning. The dream. First win in 14. Jesus. West Ham Champions League next season. Imagine us and West Ham both qualify for UCL. Incredible. Incredible. First half's been enjoyable. It's good when they actually realise that they can play the ball forward. There are times where both teams look a little bit scared to actually play the forward pass and instead go sideways or backwards. And it's disappointing because a lot of the time it's a player that has really good passing ability and they just, for some reason, either they don't trust themselves or they don't trust their teammate. I don't know. But they just don't go for that pass for whatever reason. It's bizarre. How bizarre. PSG have been great. Barca have been shaky. Dembele needs to give a bit more. Barca needs to man-mark Mbappe. Mbappe is a danger. I'd say he's played well so far. They need to give him the ball more, though. That's the thing. I would say he would be PSG's man of the match, but they simply are not giving him enough of the ball. Right now, Mbappe, when he gets one-on-one with any player, looks dangerous. Yet, for some reason, they're not utilizing that. It's odd. It is very odd. First half been exciting, hoping the second will bring more. Exactly. The thing is, again, second half, it's not as if either team can afford to sit back. Right? PSG, if they get a second away goal, that is huge for this tie. Absolutely huge. Whereas Barca, you need to win. When PSG have got an away goal, you need to be going into that away leg, ideally, at least 2 goals up. So they can't afford to do what they were doing at the end of the half, which is not playing the ball forward when they have the opportunity. As I said, with 10 seconds left in the half, or even 5, you have a long pass opportunity to multiple players, and instead you just pass it around your back 4. It's so infuriating when you know how important it could be. They're just showing the penalty incident again, which, again, very clearly, Kazawa comes into the back and takes the heel of De Jong in order to make him go down. Do I think Barca should have got a pen? I don't see anyone that watches what we've literally just seen a replay of there and doesn't think that it's a penalty. I don't know how anybody, other than a biased or delusional person, would think otherwise. Long, I'm going to time you out because you're just spamming negativity and it's not what I want on my channel. Winning the Champions League? Hopefully, Barca. But we'll see. Watching the PSG goal again. The second touch from Mbappe after it bounces on him with his right foot to just take it past Longley and then compose himself with one more touch on his left foot. It's why he's at the level that he is and why he's so highly rated. Just the composure for a young player to think in that way, to not panic. Ter Stegen's big save against Kazawa's shot was huge. Moth, thank you very much. Defo pen. You didn't see it clearly the first time. As I say, when they showed the first few angles of the penalty incident, you couldn't really tell if there was any, or if there was, where the contact was when it happened. But the angle that they showed after the penalty had been scored, and now subsequently, every time they're showing the penalty incident, the angle that they're showing there, super, super clear that it was a foul. Super clear. Okay. Is very good. You do like Leicester because they're a fun team to watch when they're on their game. Mbappe reminds you of a young Henry. That's the thing. He seems to exude confidence and the look of a player that is much more experienced, much older than he actually is. Looks like he's been playing for like a decade. The average watch time of this stream is less than a minute. The amount of people that join and then instantly leave. That's probably why we don't gain any subs from doing watch-alongs. People think that they're joining to watch the actual game. But if any of you are liking this and you want to see more, make sure you hit subscribe, please. HP, I can't. Because they're in different leagues doing different things. I think it's basically impossible to do so. The thing is, as much as you want Barca to win every trophy they can't expect anything from them for like the next 2 to 3 years because they're under a rebuild process. I agree. I agree. Like, again, the dream would be for Barcelona to win the Champions League, as someone that follows and supports them and wants them to succeed. But knowing how much the club is going through right now, with having to sell players, being forced to do that, in bringing in a new manager, getting a new president, etc., everything sort of turning upside down, the wage structure going all over the place. It is going to take a little bit of time to properly start the next generation at Barca, is probably the best way to describe it. So, sort of phasing out people like Busquets, Piqué, Jordi Alba, etc., and in with the new Araujo, Pedri, Ricky Puig, etc., etc., is the step that Barcelona are currently trying to move into, and slowly getting there. Dembele is finally finding a bit of a run of form where he isn't getting injured, which is big, because he's really been unlucky with injuries since he's transferred there. Fatty looks like an absolute wonder kid. Again, Puig, Pedri, fantastic. Araujo, doing very, very well so far. You got Trincao, who's come in and looks like he's gaining more confidence with each time that he's playing and settling more in the Barcelona system. So, excuse me, it's getting there, but it's not going to be an instantaneous thing. And I think anyone that expects it to be doesn't really understand how systems and stuff like that work in football properly. It's not as simple as that. It may only take a year, for example, but to expect it in the first month or two of a new manager coming in, trying a new play style, trying to sort of uproot the starting 11 that's been playing for years and years and years is difficult. Think Griezmann could soon be phased out too. If Fatty is fit, then Griezmann playing isn't something that a lot of Barcelona fans would choose. Barca have bought badly. For a couple of years, some of the buys were not the best. Definitely. Definitely the case. Neymar may be back for the next leg. Alex, I don't know. Puig needs more playing time even though you support Madrid. 100%. Ricky Puig and Pedri are top players already, or look like they definitely have the potential to be world-class players for years and years and years, and they need to be, and Fatty, need to be what the next generation of Barcelona is built around. 100%. There are some players that you can tell from such an early age they are going to be top talents. Barca should not have let go of Suarez. The problem was, with wages and everything like that, Suarez was one of those players. He hadn't been amazing. Like, Suarez was still scoring and everything, but he wasn't doing as well as expected, anticipated, etc., etc. And so, letting him go wasn't the worst idea in the world. However, letting him go on a free to a direct rival who are potentially now going to win the league because of Luis Suarez is one of the most bizarre decisions that Barca have made in recent years, and that's saying something. And shock horror, Idrissa Gana Gueye is taken off so he doesn't get sent off. Ander Herrera is starting the second half in midfield in place of Idrissa. That was necessary because he was getting a red if he played the rest of this game. Just because of not because his fouls were awful, but the amount that he was doing. He'd already committed 2 more offences after he picked up his yellow card. So he was potentially only 1 or 2 fouls away, even simple fouls, from it just being, okay, you've done too many, there's a second yellow, you're gone. So that had to happen, that sub. That I think everyone expected that one to happen. No other changes going into the second half. And we are underway. Let's go! Destin Mingueza are better than Semedo. Semedo can't defend. So, yeah, do I think Semedo was bad? Yes. Semedo's one of those fullbacks. He's a bit like Trent. Right? One-on-one defensively, they're not good. And at least Trent has, like, good crossing ability or passing range. Semedo sometimes had it. He had a decent engine on him, but that was about it. How he was sold for, what was it, 40 mil? I don't know. I really don't know. But, yeah, his one-on-one defending was poor. He got ripped by Alfonso, didn't he? That's the meme clip that he had. That's a Barcelona offside in the first minute. Thoughts on who I think will win this match? I hope Barca, based on the first half, genuinely could not call which way this game is going to go. Jordi Alba looks onside there. Thoughts on Widge to Barca this summer? Wouldn't surprise me based on everything that we've heard. I will... I don't know how long slow mode is. Right, PSG with an early attack in the second half. Mbappe picking the ball up, 30 yards out, goes for a long shot. Just wide of ter Stegen's left post. Decent effort from Mbappe, but I think ter Stegen had it covered. There wasn't enough power on it. I'm watching the game on BT, which is where it is. Semedo, you think, is a bit overrated mainly because of his pace. A bit like Kyle Walker. Dylan, I really don't know right now. Long, yeah, you did. It's 30 seconds. That's fine. That's fine. Messi picks the ball up 30 yards out. Clips it to the back post. Cleared away. Moise Kean fails to get past Sergio Busquets. Now Pedri and Jordi Alba. Pedri goes for a pass into the feet of Messi, who can't quite control it. A lot of pace on the ball, but great pick out by Pedri. He is going to be sick. Very, very good. Okay, I really don't know. First few. It's all right. Mbappe again, up against Dembele, gets past him. Now Dest pulls it back to Verratti into the box. Nice fake shot, goes for a long clipped effort to the back post. PK manages to get a touch on it, and then ter Stegen easily takes control of the ball. Argan, yeah, exactly. Simpsons, I would agree. TBH. TBH. Longley out to Jordi Alba. Doesn't really have much ahead of him. Tries to nutmeg Moise Kean. Wins himself a throw-in. Dylan, I don't know, to be honest with you. Jordi Alba decides to go back to Longley. Across to PK. Barca coming out of defence with the ball now. Forward over to the right side to Messi. Plays a lovely through ball to De Jong. Tries to find Griezmann, but it's intercepted by Marquinhos. That was nice play by Barca. That's a pullback by Busquets on Verratti. Still gets the ball to Mbappe. Back to Verratti. Inside to Paredes. Forward to Mbappe. Gets past PK. pulled back. That should be a yellow card, but he gets it to Icardi. Does a weird fancy flick to Moise Kean. Has a shot that's deflected to Stegen with another save. I don't know why Icardi didn't shoot. Bizarre decision. Mbappe does really well. PK should get booked here, and Busquets. Icardi's in the box, has a clear shot on goal, and decides instead to pass it. I don't know what he's doing there. Absolutely no idea. Moise Kean's effort again is eventually saved. He has the ball now again, and a Herrera to Paredes on the edge of the box. Goes for a long shot, blocked by Pedri, who now chases down Marquinhos. Can comfortably keep control of this ball, play it across to Kimpembe. This has been a good game so far. Neutrals, loving it. If you're enjoying the stream, please do make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below. Thank you very much. Yeah, Moise Kean's shot was deflected off the heels of Jordi Alba. Really good reaction save from ter Stegen. A ball given away by Sergi Busquets. And PSG comfortably with the ball just inside their own half. Paredes, lots of space around him. Easily picks out whoever he wants. Has the ball again on the halfway line. Plenty of time to pick a pass. Finds Mbappe. Tries to skip past Dest. Fancy pass. Now to Verratti. Back to Mbappe. Fancy flick to Verratti. Now charging down the left side. Pulls it back. It was intended for Ander Herrera. Mbappe, I don't know if he actually meant to get a touch on it or if he just got in the way. Looks like he didn't hear a shout from Herrera on the edge of the box, and so he tried to get involved himself. And unfortunately for him, the ball gets cleared because of that, whereas Herrera had a really good opportunity to come onto the ball and bang it first time. Again, exactly. Will I do this for UCL games tomorrow? Maybe. I can't remember who's on tomorrow. Dembele finds Messi going forward. Into the box now. Messi. Busquets chips it back into Messi, but it's a poor pass. Sergi Busquets has not had a good game. Jordi Alba gets an important touch on a Moise Kean attack and manages to end up getting fouled by him and wins himself a free kick. Good defending by Jordi Alba there. Kean probably should have done a little bit better with his control there. Sevilla, Dortmund. That could be okay. But we may do a FIFA stream tomorrow. I'm not too sure. De Jong driving through midfield. Has Pedri, who he gives the ball to. Into the middle to Busquets, but it's intercepted by Icardi. And then Mbappe with ridiculous dribbling gets past two players. Gives the ball left to Verratti as he is barged by Longley. Verratti, yeah, can't really do anything with it. The advantage comes to nothing. So the foul on Mbappe is given. How he just got past Messi, Pedri and Busquets, I don't even know. His dribbling is fantastic. Idrissa Gueye got subbed at half-time for Herrera. Paredes finds Moise Kean, holding off Longley very well. Herrera with a chipped ball to Icardi. Cuts it back. Mbappe with the ball on the edge of the box. Tries to play it left. Manages to. And Verratti left side of the box on the edge. Inside to Herrera. Back out to the fullback Kazawa. Verratti picking up the ball again. He is running this game right now. Poor pass, though, back to him by Kazawa means that Barcelona have a goal kick. Verratti really, really putting himself in position in this game to run the show. Him and Mbappe. Aaron, I might just leave it. Salah? What, Liverpool winning, yeah? I need to have the score alerts on for that game. But yes, Liverpool are winning. And it is Mo Salah. Haidara, Mukiele, and Nkunku have all been booked for Leipzig. Moise Keane coming back to right back to help defend. And does so. Long pass forward finds Mbappe. Verratti and Mbappe linking up again. Has the freedom to now run forward. Has Kazawa as an overlap. Decides not to use him. Inside to Herrera. Back to Mbappe. Tiniest bit too heavy. Lovely 1-2 idea. Just the weight of pass. Just a smidge too much on it in order for Mbappe to manage to get the return and be one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He would have had an option actually to square it as well to Icardi, which would have been a very simple, just basically open goal tap-in. But Herrera just needed to take a little bit off of that pass. But PSG really looking like the team on top right now. I would not be surprised if they get another goal in this game. Yeah, that would have been a fantastic assist or pre-assist from Herrera there. Implosion, you're a hero. If that popped up and I didn't see it, thank you very, very much. Messi has an option for a ball to Griezmann. Decides to go left to Jordi Alba instead. Doesn't have anyone ahead of him though, because Griezmann came infield anticipating the Messi pass. Messi has the ball back with him again. De Jong and Jordi Alba both on the left-hand side. Not really much urgency from Barca right now though. Content to just pass the ball around with a slow tempo. No real aggression. But Dembele now with a drive forward. Attempting to beat his man, but Kazawa defends it well. And Barcelona get themselves a throw-in. Dest to take. Probably about 15 yards away from the corner flag. Dembele with the ball. Decides to go back to make sure that Barcelona do not lose any more possession there. And the ball finds its way out to the left. Jordi Alba goes for a cross. De Jong and Pedri and Griezmann all in and around the box, not managing to make anything happen. Messi now clattered into by Kazawa. And a free kick has been given, I think, by Kimpembe fouling Messi. They both tried to come into him to get the ball. I think Kazawa actually put in a good tackle on Messi here. But then Kimpembe's holding him off and pushing him in the face and just blocks him as he tries to come round him and is adjudged to have fouled Messi here. So he's standing over a free kick, probably about 23 yards out, just to the 24 yards out, just to the right centre. Very good position for a Messi free kick here. Very good position. 17 months. You are insane, and I appreciate it a hell of a lot. Leipzig, Liverpool, been a good game. Just not many goals. Just one. Messi will score here, you think. Again, good position. We've seen him score from here many, many a time in the past. So I don't think anybody would really be surprised if he did it. Still not easy. So here we go. Messi lining up the free kick. Again, 24 yards out, just right centre. Clips off the top of the wall, and that is going to be a Barcelona corner on the right-hand side. PM, I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. Is this corner actually going to be whipped in, or is it going to be taken short? Can't see who's taking it just yet. It's going to be Messi to take. And it looks like he is actually going to be crossing this one in. To the back post. Griezmann actually manages to get his head on it right at the back post, but cannot get enough on it, and it goes out for a PSG goal kick. That was actually a really good ball, but the coming together of Griezmann and a Herrera, it was enough to put him off so that he couldn't get his header on target. Well defended, to be fair. Didn't lose his man and did a good enough job to put him off there. Think Messi would have missed even if the ball didn't take a touch? It's hard to say. Mane 2-0. That game is probably... Oh, that's 2 away goals for Liverpool as well, isn't it? That's big. Very, very big for them. Could legitimately be a commentator on TV or radio. Again, that'd be something that I would love to do in the future. Busquets gets fouled by Verratti on the right-hand side. After a nice little drag back, fakes Verratti into think he's going backwards, pulls it back in front of him, and Verratti took that bait, slides in, and wipes him out, and that is a very clear foul. Now, Barcelona need to be doing what Liverpool are doing right now. They need to get themselves in a position where they're going into the second leg multiple goals ahead. But it's the final Klosterman. Yeah, he might finally be affordable now. Half an hour to go in this game. Piqué gives the ball to Dembele on the right wing. Busquets is in the middle. Dest back to Piqué. De Jong picking the ball up on the halfway line, trying to make something happen for Barcelona here, but just not quite enough movement in front to find that killer pass. Busquets has the ball and chips it wide left. Jordi Alba could go for a cross. Pulls it back to Pedri, back to Jordi Alba. Going to claim a handball. It's not going to be given. Messi has the ball, central. Pedri on the edge of the box. Tries to clip it into Griezmann, but it's easily cleared. Busquets tackles Paredes, and Dembele has the ball on the right side of the box now. Pulls it back to De Jong, who skips past 2 players. Dembele fails to find Pedri on the edge of the box, and it is cleared, but back in possession for Barcelona. Simpsons the dream. Implosion, I don't really know anything about him, but if it's just Prem predictions, then sure. De Jong has the ball 35 yards out to Griezmann, into Dembele, going into the PSG box. Has a shot. Not really going to trouble Keylor Navas. That half-decent strike, but no real power. It's straight at the goalkeeper. You'd be very upset at your keeper if they conceded from there. It did hit Moise Kean's hand before when there are appeals for handball, but that would be outrageously harsh, and I don't think that should ever be given as a handball. And the Barcelona press is getting a little bit more intense. Griezmann closing down Marquinhos, and then Keylor Navas, who is forced to go long. Flicked on towards Mbappe. And PSG get themselves a throw-in with pressure on Dest. The old Barca under Pep, the way they played football was unreal. Until like the last year, then it slowed down a bit. Marquinhos has the ball for PSG. Again, that is allowed a lot of space to just jog forward with it. Barca decided to press for about 3 minutes, and now they've stopped. Dembele trying to win the ball back, and then Messi going forward as well, but failing to get it back from this PSG defence. Jamie, ball with Florenzi on the right side. Not been involved too much in this second half so far. A lot of the players come down Mbappe's side, unsurprisingly. He's been very good in this game. Again, he's been the most dangerous player on the pitch by far. Now you've got Paredes trying to skip past Messi, who has fouled him by pulling him back slightly. They keep showing the appeal for handball, but again, it's just no. If that's handball, then I don't want to watch this sport anymore, to be honest. William, how's it going? Anton, thank you. Long ball forward. Actually finds Florenzi in the box. Oh my goodness. Mbappe puts it in. So simple from PSG. Out of nowhere. Just a long ball forward to Florenzi on the right-hand side. He's in. The defence are completely switched off. He's got an absolute ton of space in behind. Plenty of time. Just pulls it back across, tries to pick out Icardi. It's half cleared by PK. He actually does pretty well, to be fair to PK, in getting a foot on it to stop. Oh, is Florenzi offside? I think he's on. It's a great ball to him. I'm not sure who did it. But yeah, the half clearance from PK was good, but Mbappe in the right place at the right time comes in on, again, his weaker left foot and just blasts it in. We are going to get a VAR check as to whether Florenzi was just on or just offside. I think he's on. I think Dest is just about keeping him on. But they are checking it right now, which is why I'm not going to update the score just yet. I haven't seen any replays or anything so far, so we don't know. From the first replay, the angle they showed, I think he's just on. But we're still waiting, which means it must be close. The goal is given. Onside for Florenzi. This is the angle that we needed. Yeah, I think Dest just about keeps him on. I'm actually going to rewind just to see who plays this pass, because it was fantastic. Paredes. Yeah, takes a couple of touches and then plays in Florenzi. Fantastic. Paredes has had a solid game today. And now this is an awful situation for Barca. Not only do they find themselves 2-1 behind, but that is 2 away goals for PSG. Barcelona have to go to the Parc des Princes and either just smash them and make it so it's not a worry, or these 2 away goals are going to be massive. Busquets with a foul on Mbappe, who again has been phenomenal today. It's bizarre with Mbappe. When I've watched him in the Champions League, he hasn't done an absolute madness in any of the games that I feel like I've watched. This, I think, is the best Mbappe performance I've seen in the Champions League. He has been on top form. Tarek, no. No one got the assist for the goal. No, because Florenzi's attempted cross in was deflected back. Mbappe's in down the left-hand side again, one-on-one with Dest. Gets past him easily. Good save with the left foot of ter Stegen. Mbappe is just making this pitch his own right now. Verratti's got the ball in the box, finds Mbappe, goes for the 1-2, but Verratti did not make the right run. Wow. He is killing it. Too busy. There we go. That's going to be another free kick for PSG. Mufford, how dare you? Just imagine if Neymar was playing as well. Dest looks shocking. I mean, he's up against one of the best talents in football, who is making him look like a bit of a mug today, yeah. Odds were so wrong just because Neymar is not playing. Barca's defence is the weakest point of the team. PSG deserved it tonight so far. Yeah, 100%. Free kick going to be played in by Paredes. Free kick is taken towards the middle of the box, and it's in. Wow, that is Moise Kean with a goal. Someone in chat called it at the start of this game that Kean was going to score today. So simple. So unbelievably simple for PSG. And that could be the tie over. Even before the second leg, 3 away goals. Huge. And that, from Barcelona, is shocking. It's a simple free kick whipped in. Keane, I don't know if anyone is marking him. If they are, it's either Longley. Longley picks up Marquinhos. Keane is completely unmarked and has a free header about 6 yards out, nods it into the floor. It's not actually the best header that you're going to see. And maybe that's the reason why he scores, actually, because he heads it into the floor and it sort of bounces up into ter Stegen and he can't really do much about it. And Mingueza comes on for Dest because, yeah, he is... struggled is an understatement against Mbappe. Solid. Right. Okay. 3-1 down. Wow. Hope they can play this well second leg. I think we're watching the end of an era at Barca here. It's the rebuild. The rebuild for Barca is underway. And again, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's potentially going to take a couple of years. The team needs to be built around the youngsters that are really good. Again, like Pedri, like Ricky Puig, Mingueza potentially, Araujo, Fati. Messi whips in a free kick. Someone goes down holding their head. I doubt it's going to be given as a penalty, but they're still on the floor. I don't actually know who it is. Who's down? It's PK. They'll check it in case it's a penalty, but I'd be surprised. I'd be very surprised here. Messi puts in the free kick. PK feels a small touch from Icardi and goes down holding his face. He has his arm out like this, blocking off his run. It's not a penalty. It's embarrassing. And that's the kind of thing that I personally would like to see moved on from Barca. They've just shown the onside VAR shout for the goal. He's probably onside by a foot. Comfortably. Alex, yeah. Verratti? Has Verratti been subbed? Wow. He has for Draxler. Maybe they don't want to risk him getting injured because he's done really well today, Verratti. He's looked so composed on the ball. And I guess they can't afford him picking up any needless injury when they're 3-1 up away, getting those big away goals. With the second leg coming so soon, they need him for that. Argan, yes. Agreed. Dembele has the ball on the right wing. Finds Messi. Plays it to Mingueza. Whips it in. It's an awful cross. But Jordi Alba just about manages to keep it in. Pulls it back to Busquets. Driving into the box. Tries to find Griezmann. It's not a good pass. Busquets has not had a good game today. Not had a good game. More pun ammo. Exactly, Robbo. Gaming, hello, how's it going? Anyone that's just tuning in, hopefully you've had a good day. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. If you do, hit the thumbs up. And if you want to see more of these, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Because today we have only lost a subscriber during today's stream. So, it's not been the best watch along in terms of growing the channel, but there you go. Right, Long, I'm going to get rid of you because you've been warned multiple times and you've not stopped. PSG midfield has dominated, yes. Messi has now been tripled up on, and so cannot go anywhere with the ball. Jordi Alba manages to win a free kick for a throw-in for Barca, left-hand side. 15 minutes left in this second half. De Jong gives the ball to Dembele. It's all just a little bit too slow. Dembele up against Mbappe. Finds Busquets. Pulls it to Longley. Has Jordi Alba to his left. Finds him. Tries to pull it back to Messi. Should have just gone for a first-time cross. You don't have to look for Messi with every single pass. You can give it to other players. De Jong picks up a really poor pass by Moise Kean. And now Dembele has the ball again on the right side. Finds Messi, 35 yards out, centrally. Tries to dink it through. Is intercepted by Ander Herrera. And then hoofed clear by Kimpembe. That's going to be Barca possession with a throw-in halfway inside their own half. You've not been watching? Have PSG been better? Yes. PSG deserve that win. As it stands. Comfortably. Barcelona have not gone at them as much as they need to. Like Dembele driving now at Kazawa, beats his man. Goes for goal, and it is unfortunately over the target for him. But that is more of what Barca need to do in this game. They need to just drive at this PSG defence. Because Dembele has the beating of Kazawa. Basically, each time that he's actually tried to go at him, he's beat him. And yet, he's not doing it enough. And again, he showed there that he can easily get past him. Beats his man, goes for a shot. It's not the best. But that, I don't understand how they haven't understood that that is potentially the key to breaking down this PSG team. Because through the middle, the PSG midfield is dominating. So you have to use the width, whether it's the fullbacks or the wingers. And now Mbappe has the ball left side of the Barca box, goes for a cross, and it is cleared for a corner by Mingueza. Not even with Araja, they would have lost. It's about the chemistry. I would probably agree, yeah. He probably would have been better than PK, but it's not just about him. I think there'll be another comeback. I mean, we've got a second leg to come in the next few weeks. Oh, a dinked pass in towards Mbappe. Can't find him. That's going to be giving us a goal kick. Mbappe goes down holding his leg. Again, this is not what you want to see. If he's actually injured, then okay. But if he's not, then just get up, man. Stop making me not like you. He was slightly clipped by Griezmann. I think if the ball was a tiny bit further back, it could have been a penalty. But there was no way that Mbappe was going to keep possession of the ball. Piqué and Busquets have both been subbed. I don't think either of them should really have started. Do you think Barca's too centralised around Messi? No. I just think that there are other players, again, like those two, that are now too old and a bit too slow for how the team needs to run now. Pjanic has come on. Trincao has come on as well. Wait. Ricky Puig has come on for PK. What? Show the other subs. Because now I'm really confused. Jordi Alba has the ball on the left. He finds Messi inside. Has a couple of options, but none to his left. Now he does. Back to Jordi Alba, who can't beat Moise Kean. This is really poor from Alba. He just seems to be totally against trying to get the ball into the box to any of his teammates. Let's double check these subs because they never put the other one up. Oh, so it was a triple sub. That's what I got confused about. So yeah, you've got Pjanic on the ball now. Out to Jordi Alba again. who, again, Jordi Alba seems so intent to do anything other than get the ball into the box. So Pjanic came on for Busquets, Trincao came on for Pedri, which I don't really agree with. I don't know why you'd bring him off ahead of Griezmann. And then Puig has come on for Piqué. So there you go. Puig is the energy you need, but you think is a bit too late. Yes. As he gives away a foul on Ander Herrera. Which, it's never really a foul, but it's given. You don't think the Barca can do comeback? Sorry for your English. English? Your English is fine. I don't think Barca will come back either. I think PSG easily win. Why is Neymar not in PSG squad? He is injured. Forgot Piqué was playing. Yeah, he's not been good. He's not been good. Jordi Alba finds Messi, pretends to be shocked, yeah. This is clearly an end of an era. Barca, what's gone wrong recently? Again, this is the start of the Barca rebuild, which the problem with Barcelona is that they seem to realise that they needed to rebuild too late. And so now they're in a bit of a transition period where they need to instantly go from their previous starting 11 to a fresh, brand new starting 11, but can't, because that isn't really possible. It doesn't work. So they need to go through their transition year as instantly as possible. Oh my goodness! Keylor Navas! What are you doing? He just nearly gifted the easiest goal of Griezmann's career. He's trying to bait him. For some bizarre reason, passes it straight at Griezmann, even though he's there. He's in front of him. If Keylor Navas' pass does not get intercepted by Griezmann, he's passing the ball from the edge of his 6-yard box off for a corner. That's the best case scenario that he just had there. Instead, Griezmann manages to intercept it, and it just goes past the post. Very nearly a bizarre goal for Barcelona there, purely due to Navas. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing there. Oh, look at that play. My goodness, what a run this is. Oh. Trincao just did like 4 players and tried to drive into the box. Didn't really have any support with him. My goodness. Pjanic on the ball. There's about 10 minutes left if we're including any stoppages. Goalkeepers' paths have been shocking for both poor distribution. Yep. If Barca pulls a comeback, might as well hope they win the finals because that's quite hard. So you'd rather focus on the league, Copa del Rey, because it's a bit more achievable than UCL. You would have preferred a Barca win, but you like Mbappe. As 3-goal comeback will be hard. Yeah, it will. Very hard. Barca shocking lately, you're so sad. Again, it's the start of a new era. Trincao, Ricky Puig, Pedri, all these players that are coming on as subs and everything are the players that ideally need to be starting right now, but they're not quite ready. And that is purely Barcelona's fault for not integrating them into the squad quickly enough. They waited until the old guard declined too much before they started replacing them. That's the big problem. Mbappe tries to play it into Moise Kean. Theo came in with a super chat. Thank you very, very much for your generosity, Theo. And the question that they ask is, who will win the Champions League? Well, if you had asked me before today, as I do support and follow Barcelona, I would have hoped that they would win it. After the first leg of this tie, I would be absolutely amazed if Barcelona can come back and go through. So after that, I don't really care who wins it. So in terms of who I think will, I think I have to go for Bayern. They're just outrageous, aren't they? Now we have a sub for both teams. Griezmann finally goes off and Braithwaite is on. And then what was the PSG one? I missed. Oh, no, they're about to show it. Did I just skip past it? I think I've managed to somehow skip past it. I don't know who just went off. For PSG. Is it Mbappe? Is Mbappe still on? He is. And now PSG have a break. Mbappe to his left. Play him. Play it to Mbappe. He does. Goes for the shot. And it's a goal. So easy. Mbappe hat-trick. Just... He has dominated today. Absolutely dominated. How it was that easy an attack, I don't know. But Draxler picks up the ball in midfield, just drives towards the Barca goal, and there's hardly anybody there in defence. Mbappe holds his run perfectly on the left-hand side. It's just a very quick counter-attack. And it's basically 2-on-1, maybe 3-on-2. Draxler goes forward. De Jong is having to defend. He tries to come across to block Draxler. The ball is played to Mbappe. First time finesse from the left side of the box. It's a beautiful finish. Absolutely sublime technique. The guy is world class, and he has shown it tonight. This is why Mbappe is talked about as one of the best in the world. That is... You can't ask for better than that, and that is a hat-trick. And rightfully deserved. He has been man of the match, like... tonight, and it's at first, like in the first half, it was probably close. I thought Paredes and Verratti had good games, but Mbappe with a hat-trick, with two of them coming in the second half. He's beaten his man basically every time he's driven at him. This has just been the Mbappe show. And again, who needs Neymar? Ridiculous. So that is 4-1. And again, barring a miracle, how does this get turned around? Barca need another goal in this game. Even then, it's pretty much out of the question that they're going to go to Paris and come back. And a Herrera. Oh, that's poor. Danilo Pereira was the one that came on, by the way. But Mbappe is just a baller. Absolute baller. Barca are at home in this game, yes. Hence the screen. So 4 away goals. Messi finding Engesa. Dembele whips it in. It is cleared. Falls back to Dembele. Gives it to Pjanic. Has a couple of options. Gives it back to Dembele on the right side. Whips in a cross. Braithwaite gets the header, but it goes comfortably wide of Navas's goal. Best Mbappe performance in UCL since he knocked out City. This is the best that I've seen Mbappe play. Genuinely, I think this is the best that I've seen Mbappe play for PSG. Obviously, I don't watch them in the league, right? But I watch them in the Champions League a lot of the time. And Mbappe's normally... He's good, but he doesn't blow me away. But tonight has shown why he is, again, one of the best players in the world. Florenzi gets subbed off for Carrère. And PSG are just going to make sure that they get this big, fat dub. 4 away goals in the first leg of a Champions League game at the Nou Camp. Still only 22. It's outrageous, isn't it? Him and Haaland are going to be like the next level, aren't they? Once Messi and Ronaldo are done, those two are going to dominate world football. I mean, they may even start before they retire, to be honest. Pjanic finds Messi with the ball now, just inside the Barca half, gives it to Dembele. Driving at Kazawa, cuts inside on his left, finds Messi. The referee gets in the way. Messi manages to get the ball to Jordi Alba. Crosses it in, finally. Finds Braithwaite, but the ball is very, very well defended and cleared by Marquinhos out for a Barcelona corner. If Jordi Alba had done that the whole night, Barca might have won. The amount of times that he has got the ball on the left wing and turned around or tried to pick out Messi with the most ridiculous pass instead of whipping a ball in is insane. Pjanic whips in the cross, doesn't beat the first man. Oh dear. Gets the ball back though from Jordi Alba, who now dinks a ball in. It's shocking. Doesn't beat the first man again. Paredes clears. De Jong is the furthest player back. Just about gets the ball to ter Stegen ahead of Mbappe. 5 minutes added on in this game. Obviously we had some VAR incidents. We've had a lot of subs and we've had goals. Danilo Pereira chips it out to the left side of the pitch to Ander Herrera. Has loads of space, loads of time. No pressure or urgency from Barca at all. You're 3 goals down. I know that, again, you've got a second leg to bring it back. But why are you not trying right now to get at least 1 goal? Desperately. Madness. Madness right now. Olga, I have no idea. It's no luck. Yeah, this has not been a lucky win. This has been a first-class performance from PSG. And Mbappe is a special player that has taken that great performance and elevated it to a thrashing. Mingueza wins Barca a corner with 4 minutes to go. Argan, yeah, I agree. Old, I don't think I'm going to do that. Corner taken short. Messi has the ball, right side of the box. Finds Pjanic, back to Messi. Good touch by Ander Herrera. He's had a decent game since he's come on. Herrera. He's been good. Holding things down in that midfield. And now Messi is going to take another corner. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this game. He's actually going to cross this one in, though. Steps up. Takes. Straight into the hands of Keylor Navas. Nice and easy. Pop him in the nanny SBC. Koeman looks lost on the touchlines. Barca needs to win like 4-0 next leg. Exactly. This is the thing. It's crazy. It is crazy. Oh my god, a flicked on header. Mbappe. Oh my god. De Jong is playing at centre-back now, by the way. Since the PK sub earlier, De Jong is at centre-back. Puig picks the ball up, finds Messi. Right side of the pitch has Dembele ahead of him, uses him. Driving at Kazawa, cuts inside onto his left, gives it back to Messi, who jinks it past Paredes, finds Jordi Alba left side, back to Messi, goes for a dinked pass, and yeah, I was going to say, Trincao looks offside, and he was. PSG clear. Longley has the ball, 2 minutes to go now. Pjanic has Dembele so much space on the right-hand side, but they don't find him. Braithwaite with a nice turn into the box. Some bobbling around of the ball, and PSG managed to clear it, but half chance for Braithwaite. Very nice turn past Marquinhos, but couldn't quite keep it in full control in order to get a shot away. And a combination of the keeper and the other defenders managed to get the ball away. Jordi Alba with a shocking pass only finds Marquinhos. It's cleared by Carrere to Danilo Pereira. Then Paredes. Barca have the ball back again. Messi picks it up. Dembele on the right has the ball. Drills it across the box. There's no one there to tap it in. So how many do Barca have to score to win this tie? 4 in the second leg. Which is at PSG. However... Well, no. Yeah. They need to score 4. And if they do, then they will have scored the same amount of away goals as PSG, so that's when it would get insanely interesting. But yeah, you got to go to the Parc des Princes and score a minimum of 4 goals to get through to the next round. That's a very big ask, especially under Pochettino now. They're going to be organised. Today they've defended very well. They've cut out a lot of Barcelona attacks before they've even got to the final phase. And again, they've been very well drilled. De Jong to Puig, to Messi to Puig, to Trincao, fails to find Messi. Is that the end of the Liverpool game? It is. 2-0 Liverpool win. And that is the end of this game. Barca 1, PSG 4. A huge result. Absolutely huge result for PSG. An Mbappe hat-trick. And that is GG. Again, Barcelona now need... What date is the other game? The 10th of March. Barcelona go to PSG and have to score a minimum of 4 goals in order to go through. And that was a performance for PSG without 2 of their best players in Di Maria and Neymar. I know that Barcelona currently have a couple of injuries as well, but not to the extent of someone like Neymar. So that just shows this second leg. If Barca managed to pull off, if they manage to go through after tonight, I will be astounded. And this is coming from someone that supports and follows Barcelona and has done for like nearly 2 decades now. And I love to see them do well. And I will always try and be positive towards them. But I'm not going to be biased because there's no point in that. This was a complete destruction tonight. And again, I don't see any way that Barcelona go through. At all. If Mbappe, Verratti, Paredes, Neymar, Keylor Navas, Marquinhos and Kimpembe are all injured for the next leg, maybe. But other than that, I don't see how that happens. Moth, no, that doesn't happen for Champions League stuff. But wow. That is outrageous. Massive dub for PSG it is. I think Lille can win the Europa League. Not ahead of Leicester, of course. But yeah, if they do man of the match games for the Champions League, Mbappe's getting one. And he'll be a left winger as well. He played on the left side tonight and he did really well against Dest. And then when Mingueza came on instead of Dest, he destroyed him as well. He bags himself a hat-trick. He dominated today. It took him a little bit to get into the game, but I don't think it was his fault. I think PSG didn't force the ball to Mbappe early enough. And I don't think they realised how easily he would glide past this Barcelona side today. But basically every time he got the ball, he looked like the biggest threat on the pitch. He had a great performance. Again, I think Paredes and Verratti deserve a lot of praise as well. I thought they were fantastic today. Marquinhos and Kimpembe dealt well with a lot of the Barcelona attacks. I thought Moise Kean actually had a decent game. He wasn't involved in play as much as he could have been, but he did get himself a goal. And he was good. He was good. But there we go. It's a mad result, isn't it? 4-1 away. It's genuinely crazy at times. Some of the results that the Champions League throws out. But it's so enjoyable. The Champions League is just the best of the best. Some of the quality that you see when watching this competition is unreal. Like, if you haven't been watching along with this game, and so you haven't seen the goals, Mbappe's third pretty much sums up the quality of his performance today. Just a really, really nice, first-time composed strike past one of the best keepers that there is in the world right now. And just having the, again, the confidence and composure to take it first time, just bend it. Top corner. Fantastic. And whether you're a Barca fan or not, you cannot deny how well he played today. Alton, not really, because I don't really know what you said get out of it, to be honest with you. Will I check the Leipzig Liverpool goals? I'll watch them in a bit, yes. Imagine if Neymar was playing as well. Well, yeah. He should be back for the second leg because it is in about 3 weeks. Navas nearly choked, though. Navas did nearly gift Barcelona a second goal, yes, by... I genuinely have zero idea what he was trying, right? Let me show you on my screen, right? Let's just get one of these random in-play games on. So, here's Luton Cardiff, right? Let's say Keylor Navas is stood right at the tip of my mouse, here, okay? Griezmann was stood here. For some reason, Keylor Navas, instead, like, I think Paredes was stood on, like, the penalty spot here. Instead of passing it anywhere else, Navas decides to try and pass it past Griezmann. Bizarre decision. And the pass was so bad that it was heading off for a corner. There was nobody in front of him to pass the ball to in that direction. They were further to the left. So I don't know what he was doing. Griezmann then stuck out his foot, managed to get a touch on it, and it went back across the goal and just went wide past the other side. It was mental. Absolutely mental what he was doing there. Just, I guess, one of those random moments where your mind's just... You lose track of what you're doing. And that could have potentially been a costly goal, because if it had gone to 4-2, then Barca would have potentially felt a bit more comfortable going and getting 3 goals rather than having to get 4. 4! Crazy. Mbappe was exceptional. Yep. Again, that's basically the only way to describe tonight. If you didn't watch it, Paredes and Verratti ran the midfield tonight against Barcelona, completely and utterly dominated it. And then Mbappe put in a world-class performance at left wing to destroy Barca with a hat-trick. And that's the only kind of match summary that you need today. It was very one-sided. You know what? Let's get the stats up. Because I'm interested to see what the stats of this game were. Champions League, PSG Barca. So, stats, possession was pretty even. PSG had 16 goal attempts to Barca's 13. They had 8 shots on targets to Barca's 4. And I think that's where a lot of it came from. They just managed to get through and make their attacks much more meaningful. So yeah. Again, great result for PSG. Great performance from Mbappe to basically tell people, yeah, I ain't going anywhere. You think that you haven't heard about me in a little while? I'm still here. I'm a big dog, right? Who needs Neymar? I'm the king right now, okay? Screw his injury. I'll single-handedly knock Barcelona out. So if you have any doubts about me, shut your mouth. Do I think Barca can come back and advance? No. No. Again, I think basically half of the PSG team would need to be injured for Barca to stand a chance. Because I don't think that they're going to sit back and purely defend the whole time. They could do, and they'd probably go through. But I don't think they're going to play like that. They are going to counter on, like on the break, and you're probably going to see Neymar and Mbappe combining to score more goals. And that's the thing with the pace of someone like Mbappe. Even if they sit back, one pass forwards, bang, he's away. He's blitzed past your whole team, and that's a goal. So, genuinely, unless we see, for those of you that watched Liverpool against Leicester the other day, unless we see that kind of a capitulation of the team just collapsing, then there's no way, as much as I would love to see it as a Barca fan, there's no way they go through. No chance. Maybe, just maybe, if the legs had been flipped around and this was a home game for PSG and Barca had managed to pick up one away goal, could they come back and get a 3-0 result at home? I'd still say unlikely, but that isn't the case. They need to go and score 4 goals in Paris in 3 weeks' time. And I think that anyone that watched today's game, if you asked them if you think that there is any chance of it happening, I'd be amazed if anyone says yes. Matt, it's not in a league competition either, so it wouldn't count anyway. This will go towards like a team of the group stage or Champions League man of the matches. If they give out man of the match cards for these first round of games, Mbappe's getting one. Simple as that. If the second leg was in the Nou Camp, maybe Barca could have done a comeback, but there's no fans also, which plays a big role. It does. PSG abused the meta. They did. Let's give it to Mbappe and let him do everything. And will that make a difference the away leg for Barca? I highly doubt it. Again, if they really wanted to, they could sit back, they could soak up Barca pressure. Again, they can concede 3 goals and go through. So there needs to be a big change in the Barca starting 11 to be more to have more attacking intent than there was today. Does this mean Draxler road to the final gets an upgrade as PSG won the first leg? I believe that is correct, yes. And whoever Liverpool's road to the final is gets one as well. They've done it before, though. They have. And it's the kind of thing, if this was the Liverpool result, and Liverpool had gone and won 4-1 away at Leipzig, I don't think anybody would even have a shadow of a doubt that Liverpool were going through. But it is Barca. They do have Messi. You can't write off an incredible, unthinkable result because they've done it before. Multiple times. And one of them, very famously, against PSG. I don't think it will happen. I would be amazed. But don't write off something special having a tiny, tiny chance of happening. Again, all of my money would be on PSG winning. But you never know. There's 3 weeks to go. Things could change. Tactics, starting 11, injuries. I don't know. I don't know. People seem to forget that Neymar was the reason the comeback happened against Barca. Crazy to think they were 1-0 up. Yeah. But just Mbappe, man. You've 100% missed this feeling of football. This is the top. Like, this is it. This is the top level football. It's back. It's been so long. I miss it. And again, I'm a Barca fan. I've supported them for so long at this stage. Like 17, nearly 18 years now. Jesus Christ. And Does that mean that I will not appreciate a good performance with PSG? God, no. God, no. That's special. Special player, special performance, huge win. Stream on Thursday for the Leicester game. Most likely, yes. Against Slavia Prague. I believe we're away first leg. I'll double check. I'm fairly sure we're away. We are, yeah. We play at 5:55 on Thursday. If Messi doesn't bring magic in the second leg, then Messi rants are going to go full on. They will. Champions League is the pinnacle of football apart from the World Cup. Yeah. Barca needs rebuilding, which takes some years and tears from the fans. It will. Again, it's not as simple as either bringing through youth players or buying a load of players and instantly putting them into the starting 11 and it working. Otherwise, Chelsea would be top of the Premier League right now. Right? It doesn't work like that. You can't just go out and spend hundreds of millions or, again, push through everybody and expect instant results. There are some players in this Barca team that should not still be in this Barca team. You can understand it against lesser opposition. For example, the lower teams in La Liga, someone like PK, people like Busquets will still thrive because they'll still get a ton of time on the ball and they'll have the space to do their thing. But against a team as good as PSG with the players that they have, it's not good enough anymore. It simply isn't good enough anymore. And the sooner that is fully realised, the better. We've been seeing the emergence of Araujo. I still don't know exactly how to pronounce his name. I apologise. And he has looked like he is going to be that PK replacement. Longley's still only like 25, I believe. Yeah, Longley's 25. It doesn't seem it. He seems leggy already. And, first goal, overhead ball, Dest couldn't mark Mbappe. Dest got destroyed by Mbappe today. Like, Dest hasn't been bad. He's not been outrageously good for Barca. But he's been better than some of the right-backs that have been in that position in the team for the last couple of years. When central midfielders have been forced to play right-back, like Sergio Roberto. And even Semedo, who just couldn't defend to save his life. But again, today, Dest was slapped around. Pretty much. You think they should have played Sergio Roberto to mark Mbappe. He's got more experience compared to Dest. He does have more experience, but he doesn't have the agility or the pace to get close to him. Dest is quick, right? When Dest is in a sprint, he is quick. Yet he didn't come close to some of the pace that Mbappe showed. When he does a step over, dribbles it past you, and then you've got to turn and go. Sergio Roberto would have been on the floor multiple times tonight. Sadly. Your opinion as a Barca fan, do I want Messi to stay or leave for his own good? I would absolutely love him to stay and retire at Barca. Because it's Messi. Right? It's Messi. But at the same time, as now, not just a Messi fan, but a Barcelona fan, that, again, at first, I started supporting Barcelona because of Ronaldinho. That's the only reason that I ever started watching and following them. It then moved on from that to starting to follow the club and seeing some of the players that have come through. Like Neymar, right? Neymar's also one of my favourite players of all time. He's such an exciting player to watch. And watching Messi for that long has been incredible. Absolutely incredible. But potentially, as part of this rebuild that needs, and is slowly but surely happening at Barca, maybe the kick that they need to really realise that it needs to happen now is for Messi to take a step back and either not play as much, or I don't want him to ever leave, but if he went somewhere else or whatever, then it would really make a lot of other players have to step up and everything like that. So, yeah, I don't know, it's tough, innit? It is tough. Oh, a team like PSG outclassed them. Christopher, you say that, but they got to the Champions League final. They do very well in Europe now. Say what you want about the French league, but it's irrelevant. How good a league is if you then slap the Champions League. Right? Like, if Barcelona won the league by 50 points, it wouldn't really mean anything if they then get knocked out of the Champions League in this fashion. Right? Same with PSG. Same with Bayern. It doesn't matter how good they are in their league when it comes to the European competition. That's when you see who is actually the best of the best. Even as a Barca fan, as a Leicester fan, would you not love to see Messi in the Prem? Yes. Yes, I would. I would love to be able to see Messi playing week in, week out in the league that my team that I've grown up living and breathing, Leicester, are in. Playing against Messi in actual competitive games would be outrageous. But I still don't want him to leave Barca. I think PSG would beat Bayern. A fully fit PSG against a fully fit Bayern would probably be one of the best games in football that you could watch right now. Maybe you replace one of those with Man City. I think those are three of the best and most exciting, or the three best and most exciting teams in the world right now. I would say. Bayern just are monsters. Man City probably have the best squad in world football. Arguable for the starting 11. But the best squad that there is. And yeah, PSG have some very talented players that are overshadowed by the fact that they have Neymar and Mbappe, who are obviously exceptional players. Like generational players. You say an Atletico. Atletico are doing great in the league this season. But would I fancy them to beat City, PSG, or Bayern? I don't think so. I think those teams are just too good in attack. Atletico are... Again, it's not as if they win every game 1-0 and they rely every single game on defence, but defensive attacks are what they are. And so if you come up against a team that is basically impossible to defend because of how well they attack, then suddenly your game plan goes a bit out the window. So if you're Atletico and you basically brace against every attack, then that's fine against a lot of teams. But if you then throw in people like Neymar and Mbappe into those constant attacks, then suddenly things get 10 times harder. And I just don't think they could handle it. I really don't. Bayern are just, again, outrageous. Man City are outrageous with some of the football that you see from them as well. I just don't think that they'd be able to compete. Atletico, they're an odds team, aren't they? Like, we haven't seen a team that plays in that way, that is so good at playing in that way for such a long period of time in God knows how long. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's like, how long? It's got to be one of the longest reigns that a top manager has had at a gargantuan club in ages. Absolutely ages. It's just the perfect fit, Atletico and Simeone, isn't it? Liz Copa del Rey Athletic Club, and now this. You don't care about them no more. You got to have a bit of patience again. It may take a year, it may take 2 years. Right? But it'll take a while. The whole starting 11 is shifting and is going to change. You may see, for example, let's say in 2 years, this Barca team may be something along the lines of Ter Stegen or someone else, Dest, Mingueza, Araujo, Firpo, Ricky Puig, De Jong, Pedri, Fati, Dembele, Trincao. That might be the starting 11 in a couple of years. You compare that to like the starting 11 tonight. It's completely different. Whereas a lot of these other teams that are at the top right now, you don't see that amount of changes actually potentially going to happen in their starting 11s. Because they have bought and adapted quicker, earlier, and with a lot more intelligence. Again, the best way to sum it up, for those of you that may not follow Barca as much, they realised too late that a rebuild needed to happen. That's the only way to summarise it. And now they are basically meeting the consequences of failing to react quick enough. And that is shown by having to field players that are not at the level that they used to be, and being forced to play people that need a bit more experience before they should be starting week in, week out. Barcelona present squad can't even finish second in La Liga this season. Real wouldn't beat PSG without Ramos and Benzema. They're nothing. You are being incredibly harsh on Toni Kroos by saying that. That guy has been one of the most consistent and best midfielders in the world for years. And he is still putting in insane performances week in, week out. Kroos is a monster. Ramos and Benzema have been fantastic. And Benzema has been one of the people carrying Madrid since Ronaldo has gone. But Kroos is amazing. And Modric had a bit of a rebirth after falling off a little bit as well. Koeman is the coach for so long and can't find the best formation, always changing, never playing a formation regular. But again, you say he's been the coach for so long. You have to give managers and teams time. Otherwise, you'll do a Chelsea. And you'll have a new manager every 6 months. And that is not the way to build a club that is potentially then going to dominate. You may get slight short-term success, but that's what it is. You won't build something sustainable by doing that. So you need to have a bit of a project, a full reshaping and rebuild of the squad, the club, everything. For a team as big as Barca, if you bring in a manager, you should be expecting to keep that manager for like 5 years. Right? That's the level of position that you are giving that person. They should be one of the best in the world, and they should be there to dominate. They shouldn't be brought in to fix a problem for 6 months. They should be brought in to start bringing their own tactics involved and to build the squad to the way that they want and to start winning everything. If you are Real Madrid, Bayern, Barcelona, that's the kind of person that you need to bring in. It's like, that's the kind of club that Man City want to be. That's why they went so huge with Pep and then kept him on. Same with Klopp. Massive investments into a person and the way that they want to build the team and squad. You compare how Liverpool were before Klopp came in. You compare Man City before Pep came in. The way that they play, the play style, everything about the club completely changes. And I don't think you're going to see that with someone like Ronald Koeman. I don't think he's at that level where you think, this is the guy to turn Barcelona into a team that dominates for the next half a decade again. Right? Again, I think it was a bit of an odd choice. I wonder if they did try and go for Poch, despite him saying that he wouldn't manage Barca because of his Espanyol stuff. I wonder if they did try and get him and failed. Because that would have made a lot more sense than going for Koeman, who seems like they ran out of ideas. Now, I think the big thing for Barca will most likely be Xavi. Right? When Xavi feels like he's experienced enough, bringing him in to adapt a new philosophy that might be similar to Pep's philosophy when he was there, that will be when the true Barcelona rebuild and rebirth, I think, is going to happen. I think until that Xavi reunion happens, I don't think we're going to see the Barca that we used to see. It may be that Xavi isn't ready for a couple of years. And so Barca sort of keep chugging along. And maybe that is when it all changes. Trey, I agree. Xavi not coming? Not yet. Barca need to keep focusing on young signings, the OAP signings on high wages ruining the club. Yep. Said it a couple of years ago, though. That's been the problem with Barca for so long. And they just have... Again, they didn't realise. It seems like now they have. They finally seem to realise that, okay, we need to start getting rid of some of these guys and we need to start bringing younger players in. So again, even though it was one of the worst decisions in the world to get rid of Suarez to Atletico for free, it made sense to get rid of him, just not to the club that they did and in the style that they did, right? But people like PK, Busquets, you know the fact that PK at the end of last season said that he would happily stop playing for Barca if that is what it took to get the club back to the top. He knows that they should be having top players coming in or bringing up their younger players in that position to become the next world's best. He shouldn't still have to be relied on week in, week out. He knows it. How does the club not know it? As I say, that sums it up, really. When your own players are saying that, they know that it's the problem. So, PK, Busquets, etc. Yes, they've been iconic players over the years. And as sad as it is to say, their time has come. The problem with players like that, are they going to take a pay cut to stay at the club to like keep playing, but maybe like in cup games and stuff like that? Like, would PK stay for 2 more years, earning half of his wage to not play week in, week out, but to stay at Barca? Who knows? But would the club even think about doing that? I doubt it. Fatty is injured, yes. There's a couple of injuries today, but... Alba. Yeah, Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba is not, like... I don't think he's brave enough right now. You saw it tonight. If you watch the game today, I think Jordi Alba whipped in a ball first time once into the box to actually try and find someone, when he had so many chances to do it. He seems a bit too negative. Would you want Xavi if fans are saying Koeman's not qualified for the job? Surely Xavi wouldn't be. I don't think that's the case, though. Koeman is qualified for the job, but I don't think he's the right man for the job. There's a big difference. Big difference. Again, Koeman... because we've already said it, I'll try and sum it up very quickly. Koeman is not the guy that you bring in to completely revitalise a team and build that team for the next 5-10 years. Whereas Xavi might be the kind of guy that you do. Trey, yeah. It's tough. It's tough. JJ, yeah, again, it is harsh to blame Koeman for everything, because he is not the guy that has made all of the decisions. He's made some decisions, and some questionable ones, but he is limited in what he can do because of the way that the club is ran. A lot of the biggest and best clubs in the world do not have good owners, or presidents, or people like that make the big decisions and make things happen. And so managers get limited. So what we could potentially be seeing, again, is Koeman trying to set the foundations for someone like Xavi to come in a year or two's time and say, okay, this is the squad. This is what we want to do with it. This is where we're going to go over the next 5 years. Set out that plan. Maybe. I don't know. Oliver, maybe. I'd like to use him in a video of some kind, yes. PSG take advantage of a weak Barca. Yep, perfectly. That's the thing. Some teams could have played against this Barca team tonight, and they wouldn't have done what PSG did. But Mbappe, that is, like you say, how you take advantage of a team in trouble. Digne would be perfect for Barca right now. Yep. Why would they let go Why would they let go of Arthur and bring in Pjanic? There is absolutely no way that that was a tactical decision, and there is not something bigger at play with that transfer. Something dodgy. Because, yes, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So something must be going on with that one. Just a shady deal of some kind. I don't think anyone in the world would say that that deal makes any sense. Still better than Setien. Hard to watch Barca at the minute. Club's in huge trouble. Yeah. Busquets is done. Yes. Doesn't matter who the manager is at the minute. The problem is mainly the president and the players. Would Pep ever make a return to Barca? I doubt it. Both completely different ages too. Yeah. Noah, maybe. Maybe. Ryan, thank you very much. You say too much Barca talk. Talk about PSG. PSG dominated. It's as simple as that today. It is as simple as that. People say that PSG aren't great because of the league that they play in, but then they come into the Champions League and they slap teams about like Barcelona, who are juggernauts of Europe. And if you didn't watch the game today, the scoreline is completely fair. Simple as that. They destroyed Barca. The midfield battle was won. Paredes and Verratti were sick. And Mbappe scored a hat-trick and was untouchable. He had Dest on toast every single time. And then when Mingueza came on as well, instead of Dest, he did him too. He put in a performance that explains why people talk about Mbappe in the way that they do. That's what happened tonight. William, yeah, again, I agree. Because of how late they started the rebuild, that is going to be the case. Who's the greatest team, Pep's Barca or Pep's City Prime team? I don't think I will ever watch something more entertaining and more impressive than Pep's Prime Barca. As insane as the Centurions at City were, and who knows, Pep could stay there for another God knows how many years, and they could still dominate. But that prime tiki-taka era was something unlike pretty much anything we've ever seen. Unfortunately, I was a little bit too young to witness... well, I was alive, but I didn't pay attention to football to really... to see, was it the 98, 99 Man U that people say is one of the best teams there's ever been? I was too young for that. So I didn't get to witness it properly. I've obviously watched stuff about it after the fact, but... so from my lifetime of watching football, that Pep side is the greatest that I've been a part of, really. Zen, probably Sir Alex. Christopher, I wouldn't sell Dembele. That 2015 Barca was a joke. They dominated everyone. The MSN Barca was also outrageous. Outrageous. I'm so glad I got to go and watch a match of the MSN trio. And they all scored. And Ibra scored. It was the dream scenario. I genuinely couldn't have asked for anything more than what I got when I went to that Champions League game. It was my first ever Champions League game at the Nou Camp. I think Ibra scored first, I believe, to put PSG 1-0 up. Then Messi scored with a Suarez assist. Messi poked it in with his right foot. Neymar scored a banger from like 25 yards out. Imagine Mbappe's goal tonight, but from a bit further out, after taking a touch or two. That's what Neymar did in that game. And then Suarez scored a rebound goal. So yeah, my dream scenario going to that game was to see Ibra, Messi, Neymar, Suarez play together, and they all scored. They all scored. It's like when I went to the Classico in the... Crap, what was it? The Super Cup or Copa del Rey? First round? Can't remember. One of those two. In 2014. 0-0 at half-time. And then Barca win 3-2. I see Ronaldo score. I see Messi score. I saw Iniesta with a god-tier assist assisting Xavi. For those that don't know that game, maybe I can jog your memory of Victor Valdez trying to dribble around Di Maria when 3-1 up, falling over flat on his face and Di Maria tapping it in. That was that game that I was at. So that was interesting. That is also one of the... That game contained a pass by Xavi Alonso that is one of the best passes I have ever seen. An absolute, like, 70 or 80 yard ping that was perfect. Incredible. Absolutely sublime. But yeah. How did Pedri play? Pedri was okay. I wouldn't say he was great. If you had watched today's game, you wouldn't understand what the hype is about with Pedri, based on his performance today. I think that's a nice way to sum it up. If Araujo wasn't injured, this game was going to be totally different. Potentially. But the difference was still the fact that Mbappe destroyed Dest. Even with Araujo in, instead of like PK, I don't know if it would have changed anything. How did Messi play? Average. He had some nice passes, some nice pieces of play. He scored his penalty, but it wasn't a prime Messi performance. He didn't really dare to try and beat a man very often tonight. He was trying to be more of the playmaker than the dribbler. PK with Araujo, not Longley. Oh, that's what you would have gone with. I don't really like PK or Longley, to be honest with you. I think with Longley, at least you've got a younger player that you could potentially push into a better player than he is. Whereas PK, you're not going to see any more improvements. Exactly. Need a disciplined manager. Jack, yeah. Can't give Messi the ball anywhere near the danger areas. The problem was, today, a lot of the time, because of how insanely good Messi is, he basically always gets double marked. And what that means is that then creates space for someone else. But the lack of movement meant that did not happen at all. And so even if Messi sucked in another player or two, you need to have someone going in round the back into that space, like Griezmann or Dembele, or even one of the midfielders pushing forward. But they didn't do it enough. Off the ball, the movement was way too slow. People weren't... they weren't mobile enough, really. Joe, I probably agree right now. PK passed his peak. Eh? I agree. Ethan, cheers for joining. Jamie, yeah. Ryan, nice. Has Griezmann flopped? Griezmann was a stupid signing that should never have happened. Has he flopped? Depends on your expectations. I didn't expect him to be great because it was a signing that didn't make any sense. He didn't fit the system properly and was going to be played out of position a lot of the time. So I didn't think that Griezmann would be great. It was a stupid transfer that, again, completely unnecessary, waste of money. And one of the reasons why Barca are in the position that they're currently in is those kind of signings. If instead of Griezmann, you'd gone for someone younger with a bit more potential in them, even if they weren't quite at Griezmann's level, Atletico suited him to a T. Whereas you could have gone for, I don't know, let's say Lautaro Martinez was linked a hell of a lot with Barca. For the same amount of money that you spent on Griezmann, you potentially could have got someone like him. And maybe you could have then started to build around this much younger player with a lot more potential to grow. And it would have made more sense. Rather than buying a guy that you're going to get, what, a year or two out of? No, I don't. JP, I completely agree. Yep. As I say, no movement. Joe, potentially. Martinez seems to do brilliant in a partnership with Lukaku. Yep. Mbappe's too... Yeah, Mbappe is a god-tier player. Do you think that's what someone like Barca needs? Do they need, like, when Messi moves on? whether it is retiring or whether it is moving somewhere, do you think they go down the Man City route of making, let's say, for example, let's say they had the funds to do this, which they currently don't. They should probably go down Man City's route of buying like 30 or 40 mil players in each position to build a really good squad. Not one player and then not improving the rest of the squad. I guess it depends on how much faith they have in the youngsters that are coming through and looking really good right now. Although that's outrageous. Boss need more mobility in midfield, someone that can press and play quick forward passes. That's why the midfield, if it's going to be a 3, should be De Jong, Puig and Pedri. Because then you'll have that. You'll have it. Mbappe would be like the Figo signing for Barca. The two massive signings in world football that are going to happen in the next year or two are going to be Mbappe and Haaland. And that, where they go to, is potentially going to determine a hell of a lot in the Champions League. You say he's so exposed if Puig plays. If you're conceding that many goals when he doesn't play, how much worse can it get? It just doesn't work right now. If you had better defenders behind him, then you'd be okay. Didn't know you were still live. Yeah, because this just turned into a bit of a discussion stream. And they're fun. They are fun. It's 11:15. It's fine. Need someone like Koundé. There's a lot of interest in him. A lot. Abad, hello. Coutinho, keep or sell. Coutinho might not have been a waste if he was played where he played for Liverpool. That's his position. Right? That's Coutinho. If you're going to buy him for an extortionate amount of money and play him out of position, why did you buy him? Bilal, they've been around for ages. I think Phil Foden would ever go to Barca. I think it really depends on what happens with Man City. There is a chance that Man City become such a massive team over the next decade that even though they haven't had the history of the other clubs around them, like Man U, Liverpool, Arsenal, that it's all irrelevant. If they win the league this year, isn't that 4 titles out of the last 5 years? Is that right? If so, that's one of the most dominant teams that the Premier League has ever had. And if they keep it up, if they potentially start pushing and winning the Champions League, or at least getting to the final of the Champions League, players aren't going to want to leave. They're going to want to make City one of the most dominant teams that we've seen. Three in the last 4. Yeah. Richie Delat. What a hero. Leicester legend. JC, that isn't true. Kimpembe, Marquinhos, so hard to break down. They were very good. Bartomeu thinks he's Neymar replacement. Koundé and Araujo at the back would be sick. Maintain possession. To think Barca's bashed by the media more than any club? No. No. What's Trincao all about? Trincao, tricky winger. Prefers to play on the right. Can play on either side. He, I think his first game for Barca, I believe, was pre-season game where he scored. Then his first few games actually playing during this season didn't look great. Didn't look amazing. You could see flashes of potential there, but he didn't look outrageous. And this was obviously after Leicester, tried to sign him, and unfortunately couldn't. Barca were like, God no, he is staying. And since then, he's had flashes where he's looked sick. Really, really good. The problem with him so far is consistency. And not just from game to game, but within a game. Right? So in the space of 90 minutes, if Trincao plays, he might look like a really good player for 20 of those 90 minutes. And the rest be a bit of a passenger. So if he can find more consistency and more impact on a game, he could be a top player. But, yeah. If City signed Haaland, they could be unstoppable. You think City will probably go on to be the most dominant team the country's ever seen? Champions League is due. It is, isn't it? That's the thing. Jamie, yes, I do. And people always go on about history with teams like Man City. But it doesn't matter. If Man City won the Champions League this year and the league, and then one of the two cups, if not both, that's one of the most dominant seasons that a Prem team is going to have had. And again, you add that to like 4 out of the last 5 league titles or whatever. That's an era of greatness. That if that had happened to this team 20 years ago and people were looking back at it now, they'd say, oh my God, how good were they? But because they've sort of done it half out of nowhere, people don't talk about it as much. What do you expect when they spend so much? It's so hard to compete with them because no one can match their spending. But it's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as that. For example, Man U have spent an absolute ton in like the last decade. A ton. Yet, you haven't seen them get to the levels that City have got to. Liverpool have spent an absolute ton of money. Van Dijk and Alisson, 2 of the most expensive players in their positions that the world has ever seen. It's big. It's big. People act like other teams don't spend. The thing is with City, a couple of years ago, it was worse, right? I think the defensive buys by Man City are the reason why people say what they say about them, right? For example, Mendy didn't really work out. At the time, John Stones didn't really work out. He's now actually showing much better signs. But like they bought Cancelo, etc. He's taken a while to get into it, but now he's looking like a top guy. And the thing is with Man City, this is what I was asking earlier. They buy now, definitely now, they spend it in a much more intelligent way. Again, they've had a couple of signings that are a bit bizarre. Again, like 50 mil on Mendy or whatever it was, and then just he's basically doesn't even play now. But if we look at... One sec. Top... Oh, that's why I meant to spay. Most... The thing is with City, they don't buy... like... world record level... we need it to be just only new players. So, you had Man U with like 90 mil on Pogba, 80 mil on Harry Maguire, 75 mil on Lukaku. Was that actually how much he cost? Surely it wasn't that much. Right, Van Dijk, 75. Havertz, 70 mil. Pepe, 72. Kepa, 72. You don't have City buying these... That's... insane single fee on a player. So instead of buying someone like Maguire for 80, 85 mil, they'll buy like two 40 mil players instead that will probably be on the same level as that player because they buy a little bit smarter. And so as much as people say that Man City spend an absolute ton, they're a lot better with their spending, with what they do. And also, if they have the money, why wouldn't they spend it? You see Chelsea. Chelsea had the money to spend this transfer window. They did it. They spent a ton. Yet people won't go on about them in the same way they do about City because Chelsea aren't winning the title. Whereas if Chelsea were winning the league right now, everyone would say it's because they've spent money. But they've still spent that money, but they're not winning the league because it hasn't worked out in the same way that it has for Man City. It's not just about spending that. Again, Barca have spent... I'd be surprised if Barca haven't spent more than anyone else in the last couple of years. Does that mean that they're dominating every league, every cup, all the Champions Leagues? No. No, it doesn't. Because that's not what it's all about. And it is frustrating that I have to defend Man City on like their spending. Because yeah, they've spent a lot, but it's not just about that. It's not just about that. It's pretty mad, really. Some of the costs of some of these signings in the Prem are outrageous. Like, Fred was 50 mil. Keita was 50 mil. But again, these people won't get talked about for how much they cost. I think Ruben Dias will be as good as Terry. He's only 23. It's pointless to even predict something like that. You can't predict whether a player will dominate for like half to a full decade when they've only just begun. That's stupid to even attempt to do. Harry Maguire, Wan-Bissaka worth more than Leicester paid for their whole defence. Leicester have conceded less. Man City need to replace Aguero. Yeah. But the thing is, again, with Man City, so many people think that Man City just go out and buy whoever they want for however much they want. It isn't true. And I feel like if people did any kind of research, then they'd know that this is the case. You know the reason why Harry Maguire is at Manchester United? Man City couldn't afford him. They were not... Well, they could afford him, but they weren't willing to pay what Man U were. Otherwise, he'd be at Man City. Pep's come out and told people these things. But no one listens. They were not willing to pay the extortionate amount that Man U paid for Harry Maguire. And so he went to Man U. It's exactly the same with Alexis Sanchez. They wanted him from Arsenal. And people seem to forget that, like, didn't City, like, send people ready to do his medical? Didn't they send people to Chile or something insane like that for Alexis Sanchez, ready to sign him? But then the money was just too much for them, so they said no. So they didn't get him in the end. Like, they do their business. Again, they've had a couple of dodgy ones. But their business is good. And it's a bit... It's getting better in terms of it being a little bit more sly. For example, if they went out and whacked 100 mil on Haaland, I don't think anyone would be surprised. Because he's obviously a guy that everyone in the world knows is going to be a god-tier player, and he's highly sought after. But for someone like Ruben Dias, the people that moan about City spending or something like that, they would never have thought that they were going to go out and buy him. So, again, they're getting a little bit better with those kind of signings. Like Ferran Torres as well is another one that I don't think people would have... If people thought that Man City were going to go out and buy a winger, that's not who anyone would have guessed that they were going to go for. Right? Signing someone like Gundogan. How's that turned out? Insane. And again, Diaz is a great example because everyone would probably have expected them to go out and buy someone like Upamecano or Koulibaly, the hype around him. But they go and buy Diaz and... yeah. Collie, I don't think so. Bilal, exactly. It's... What would be interesting is if towards the end of their career, someone like Pep does go to a lower team just to see what they could do. Like, I don't know exactly where Pep is, was born or raised or anything in terms of if there is a lesser team that he could potentially go to in, like, the second or third Spanish leagues, etc. That when it gets to the end of his career, to see how it goes, if he goes to one of those lesser teams and sees how he does, that would be fascinating to me. Absolutely fascinating. Because, again, people say that the reason why Pep does well is because he can buy who he wants. But it doesn't matter who you can buy if you can't manage them to fit your style. Right? You could buy whoever the hell you want, and if it was as simple as, oh, that player was good at that team, they're instantly going to be good at my team. Werner would be on 20 goals right now. Havertz would have smashed it. It's why you've seen some of these players take a while to get fully integrated into Pep's system. Gundogan took a while, right? Was it Bernardo Silva's first season where he wasn't that great, and then his second season he absolutely smashed it once he'd been taught and understood his system and everything more? Cancelo is a great example of that. And maybe even John Stones. Maybe it took him longer than it should have done, but he's now finally sort of understanding and finding that connection with that system and play style that fits him. I don't know. Inferno, I agree. He did well with Barca B. Yeah, that's why he got the Barca job, yeah. People won't talk about that, though. Like, you can understand with him going to, like, Bayern and City, the fact that he obviously has money where he's gone. But the reason why he got the Barca job in the first place is because of what he did with a lesser team. It's, I don't know. Crystal, no. Can't deny basically every team Pep has won anything with have been absolute mega teams with world-class players in every position. But again, you have to... You can't just say that that is as simple as it is. Right? It's not as simple as that. Otherwise, any manager in the world could come in with that same squad and do exactly the same thing. Right? And that's not how football works. If you have... Like, why do you think... What was, first Prem season stats. Where was this? So here, Pep in his first season got 33 wins out of 56 games. Second season, he got 46 wins out of 57. The season after that, in 61 games, he got 52 wins. If you haven't seen the improvement in Man City since Pep came in, because of the way that he's changed their play style, this isn't the same Man City play style that you saw under like Mancini and Pellegrini. It's not how football works. It's like Klopp. Klopp doesn't play the same style as previous Liverpool managers. And if you had a different manager playing with those same players, but with a completely different system, they wouldn't win as much as they have done under Klopp. You could potentially flip the two managers around and those teams would completely fail because the players just don't suit that system. It's unlikely because of how good the players are, but there is a chance of it. It's like when you had Mourinho v Pep before, like in Barca and Real. Pep was always known about his tiki-taka and everything like that. Mourinho was more of a defensive, we are going to defend well. Can you break us down? If not, we will score against you. And whether that means we're going to win 1-0 or not, you have to get some goals against us. There's a reason why he went so many years undefeated at home. As Mourinho. It's not the players, it's him. It's him. That's like saying you could walk into Pep's job right now and do the quadruple. Exactly. Exactly. Barca were trophyless in the 2 seasons before Pep came in. He won 6 in his first year, yeah. Didn't City win the league with Delph at left back? Yeah. They did. They did. But again, that doesn't fit the narrative. So it doesn't... There's no point in saying that. Come on. Don't be silly. Grealish or Maddison, completely different players. Thought some people call him Klopp a flop. There's I don't know why you would ever pay attention to anyone like that. Stupid. Cancelo is City's key this season. He's fantastic. I don't know why it took so long for Walker to get dropped. Pep's first season wasn't good and improved next season massively because it took a while to implement his playstyle. Who's had the bigger impact then? Pep at City or Klopp at Liverpool? I think once they are both done at their respective clubs, then we'll truly answer that. I think it's still too early to say. You could give an answer, but I don't know why you would at this point. It's like, for example, judging a player based on his first season when he plays for a team for 5 years. It's premature. Do you think Barnes has the potential to become world class? Potentially. I think he needs to improve his decision making more, and that is the big thing that will take him to the next level. He's already showing how much he's grown. The fact that he went out on loan to West Brom, that was such an important loan move for him, and a great decision by us to loan him out and keep hold of him instead of selling him. And then integrating him into the first team. His growth has been amazing. Jeff, I think that he's been a bit of a problem for a while, and that he's just not quite as mobile and agile as he was in terms of having the same positioning, both attacking and defensively. So I think if you really want a proper rebuild, he's part of it. Dylan, yep. Mbappe averages a goal every 77.7 minutes for club and country over 250 games in his career so far. Stupid, isn't it? Do you think football has changed so much that Mourinho's style will not win major trophies now? I think it's not as simple as that, because managers' styles change over the years. Mourinho's system that you see today will not be the same as the Mourinho system that you saw at Real Madrid or Chelsea the first time, for example. It might be similar, but it won't be exactly the same. And I think the best managers are the ones that do adapt with the times. And it doesn't seem like Mourinho adapts as much as other managers. It changes a little bit, but not as much. And maybe, just maybe, if he would change things a little bit more, that would take his teams nowadays to winning stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Ronnie, yeah, you can. Verratti's pass for the first goal was so neat. Verratti was fantastic today. Jamie, I don't think he would, no. Has De Jong been worth his price tag? De Jong, to me, is a bit of a struggle at Barca because he's in a team where he is being forced to play in different positions because of injuries, because of poor signings, because of tactical decisions by multiple different managers that he's never really been able to properly settle. And it's affected him. I think if you set De Jong in a set position for like 3 years, he'd be insanely good. But he has struggled due to stuff outside of his control. He's not been bad, don't get me wrong, but he's not been the player that he could be if he was allowed the consistency that he deserves. I think a very good youngster with no hype is Neto of Wolves. I think his performance against Southampton has woken up a lot of people. Woken? Whatever. To the talent that Neto has. The first time I watched him play for Wolves, I don't even know where they got him from or when they got him, but the first time I watched him play for Wolves, I like the look of him. Same with Podence. I really like both of those guys. And I think that they are talented players. Whereas, for example, someone like Adama, you can see what Adama brings to a game, but I don't think he... I don't think you'd be as excited or see anywhere near as much potential in him as those guys. You see a lot of fans hating Longley. Is he really that bad? Longley is average. That's the only way to sum him up, really. He's not awful, but again, he's not at the Barca level that you would expect. Right. Ryan, I would agree. A decision in your career can stop you from becoming world-class 100%. Like I say, if Harvey Barnes had not gone out on loan to West Brom. And I'm not saying he's world class yet. You never know in the future. But that would have been an awful decision if he had not gone and had that loan move. It's crazy how much things change. And sometimes, whether it's a loan, whether it's a transfer, or whether it's being guided right by the right people. Again, the same stories come up all the time because it's easiest for me to explain them. Jamie Vardy had a poor first season with us after we signed him from Fleetwood, and he wanted to stop playing. And he wanted to become like a party rep in Ibiza. I'm not joking. He was really upset and was ready to stop. And he was convinced that with the right management and with the right sort of guidance, he could become a top player under our club. And so he stayed, he believed them. Next season, he did really, really well. And he's now gone on to become a hero. So, again, it doesn't necessarily mean moving, but making sure that you have the right people around you, whether it's at your club or at a different club, is huge. Huge. Yeri, I would agree. I agree. Jeff, I also agree. I would be surprised if Mourinho does not become an international manager. Dean, yes. Came from Braga on loan, then signed permanently. There you go. Rabona crossed it, Dendonka missed. Who's the better fullback, Tierney or Justin? I think if they have a top of their ability performance, I'd say Tierney over Justin right now. In terms of their consistency in ability and also versatility, I think Justin probably has him beat right now. But it's tough to say. Both very good players. Top line, and then they need to build a team around them. Potentially, Ronnie. Oh, Bilal. I have to think about that, Bilal. And I might do a video on it, to be honest with you. Before the Euros start, I might do some kind of video. Do I watch La Liga a lot? I watch Barca a lot. And then occasionally I'll watch Real Madrid. But a lot of the time, it's when I'm streaming or there's other football on, and so I can't do it as much as I would like. But I try and watch as much Barca as I possibly can. Harvey Barnes should be in the England squad. Yes. De Jong needs to leave Barca for a coach that would guarantee and gain time in his position he wants to play. Maybe. Bilal, I also agree. But I think I now need to go and get some food. This has gone on longer than I expected, but these streams are fantastic. I love them. Just having discussion streams with people, talking, no arguments, no one calling each other idiots for having opinions. It's just people talking about something that we're all interested in and passionate about. I really, really enjoy it. Would I say Diaz is the best defender in the league so far? This season? I'd say he's definitely up there. Again, Justin has to be up there as well. But yeah, what am I going to eat? I don't know. Whatever we have, really. It's 11:15, so I just need to get something. But yeah, thank you very much for the support today. It's been a sick stream. 186 likes. Love to see it. A couple of new subs, I think. We had a super chat as well, so thank you very much for that. And I just hope that you've all enjoyed it. We'll see you tomorrow. Whether I'm going to do another watch along or not, I'm not too sure, or whether I'm going to do a FIFA stream. I'll let you know on Twitter, okay? But today's been sick. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much for watching. The game was crazy. And here's hoping tomorrow's football is going to be as good as today's. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys. Oh, there's going to be a 7-minute squads up tomorrow, 100%. So you will have that to enjoy, regardless of whether I do a FIFA or watch along stream, okay? So enjoy your night. Thank you very much for watching. Good night and goodbye.